Play, the video game podcast starts now.
Hello, welcome to the Click Click Play podcast episode 42, is it? 43? 42?
43, I reckon.
43, wow. I should really check that, but I can't. But yeah, okay, we are here. We are queer. You better get used to it. And joining us, as always, the Ginger Ninja himself, Jordan Reese.
I ain't queer, bruv.
No. Well, $50 is $50.
We all are, really, it's all a spectrum. It's fine.
Yeah. Wow, John, never thought I'd hear that from you. I'm impressed.
I've said that to you so many times. But...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, I'm BiggusBennus. Should really introduce myself first. It's only polite. But yeah, so Jordan, you've been, speaking of being a little gay, you went to the theatre this week, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Les Miserables.
And how was it? Was it all in French? But you hated that.
No, it's English. Which I
Oh.
loved. It's really good. It's one of those things I've heard the song so many times, and then to see it live was like to fill in the gaps in between the songs. And actually, to be honest, it was one of the few musicals I've seen. I came out not really understanding the story. The missus had to explain what happened in it. It's not very. There's a lot of plot holes in that. I don't know if you've seen it.
I watched the film, but I was kind of just singing along to the
loved it.
music. Yeah. Have you, the film or the
I loved it
actual...
when I saw it.
So Mellum, you can hear in the background's picked up a really posh English accent here. It's joining us for the first time ever, Paddy RJB.
Yeah, it took a while, didn't it?
Yeah, we got there. I'm just letting Andre finish his dinner, but yeah, at least he got it before the show this time. He didn't have to run away halfway through to open the door for the delivery guy. But yeah, Paddy, who are you then, Paddy? Why have you got an Irish name and an English voice?
Well, I am part Irish. You know, I've got Irish. I've got Irish in me.
Oh, like every American.
Don't read into that.
Can't see below his waist.
My Saturday nights.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, listen to that. I'm the really offensive one that. Ben
That's
seems to
me.
think I'm offensive anyway.
yeah, he's like the Jordan of my Twitch stream. It's great. And he loves Destiny.
Yeah, you'll see me in Ben's Twitch stream. Paddy RJB.
Mm-hmm. And he's brought a bit of
one that-
colour with that hat.
Well, yeah, my landlady doesn't put her heating on until like 10 o'clock at night, so it's cold.
You live with an old lady?
Pretty much.
Ah, that was Andre.
Hot.
Yeah,
Ah.
the rent's cheap, so I just
Oh.
have to do things.
Oh. Other ways to keep... Is that why she keeps the heating off?
Irish in her, right?
Grass.
You could say that.
Oh. Yeah, it's that's why she keeps the heating off. She's like, "I want to come and get warm." Yeah, so that's why he's wearing a hat inside. League of Pigs was already asking the question there. But yeah, so Paddy, where are you? Who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from? Sound like Cilla Black.
Who am I?
Yes.
Well, I've said that already. Paddy RJB. I'm from Ben's stream. Ben's mod, top mod.
Top mod.
Yeah, what else do you want to know? I mean, everyone knows what I do as a job because everyone's asked me so many times.
No, they don't. Tell the listeners. Some people don't actually watch my stream. I know Andre. It's really unbelievable. Though Andre did watch my stream for a minute earlier, saying, "Play The Walking Dead."
I've got a really interesting job.
Yeah.
I work with children and young people who
Not in a Roy
are
Moore sense, though.
too naughty or too vulnerable to be in public, so we look after them. See, I get knives pulled on me and people trying to beat me up, and I had a child pinned in the supermarket last weekend, which was quite good fun.
No.
Pinned on the floor.
Andre's there, his mouth's twitching to say something. He's like, "I'm going to stop myself." Yeah, isn't this? Aren't people having to resign for doing stuff like this? Oh no, they're getting elected senator.
Yeah,
I read.
It's an interesting job. It's stressful. When I do work, I work 4 days straight, all night, all day.
Yeah.
Then I get like 2.5, 3 days off solid to do nothing. So it's all right. It works out well.
Are you meant to be working
And I
today?
I was supposed to be working this weekend, yeah, but because I've been ill, I went to work and they said you can't come into work. So I went, okay, see you later. I went
Right.
home.
Yeah, I can imagine
out well.
why. Yeah, that must be fun job again to pin and beat up children. Wish my job
Yeah,
entailed
it's
that.
kind of awkward though because this young person I pinned in the supermarket. It was 2 weekends ago. Sorry, I had to work with him last weekend as well, so that was kind of opened the door on the van that he was in.
Oh.
God, this sounds so bad.
So you opened his door in the
Opened the door of the
supermarket.
van he was in, and was like, "Hi mate, how you doing?" He looked at me and went, "Don't talk to me." I went, "Oh, okay." And had a great weekend.
Why did you pin him?
In
Just for
Rill.
fun, or?
So,
Oh, is that just for fun, or
Rill,
was he
which is
doing something?
Rill is where we were staying, and it's a lovely place.
Is that near you, Jordan?
Lovely place.
Jordan?
Rill's North Wales.
Oh, north, where the dragons are.
It's a horrible, horrible place.
Yeah,
Full of drug dealers.
I've only ever been to Wales once, and that was by accident. I meant to go to the Wirral and took a wrong turning and ended up in Wales.
You still fucking live there, you idiot.
No, yeah, I lived in South Wales, never North Wales though. That's where they all speak like they're singing. Oh, they all say choices. They all pronounce
As long as you have to
choices
go
like
to
a
sort
song.
of the valleys, you're all right, because the valleys are where it gets bad.
Hey, Jordan's from the valleys. Ooh.
I'm from the valley, the Rhondda Valley, the only real valley.
But you've got rid of the accent, haven't you?
Home of Tom Jones.
No.
Because I've worked in Merthyr Tydfil, and that was awful.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
the other one.
Has Tom Jones been arrested yet? He's one that I'm kind of expecting.
Everyone just know you expect it from Tom Jones.
Most of the time,
he's been very open about it for the last 40 years that he's fucking around. So
yeah,
whatever.
Oh,
He's a good-looking guy for however old he is, though. To be fair to him.
Yeah, nearly
92,
something like that. Yeah, his skin is starting to fall off him. Speaking of, whoring themselves around, Andre the Giant YouTube star.
Okay, I'm done eating now.
Okay,
Yay!
Woo. How's it going, lawyer?
Yeah, I had to hire a lawyer for that ticket I got the other week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say for the show.
No, I have for the show. I want to sue you for not playing The Walking Dead yet. What's it called? Yeah, I had to find a lawyer representation to go to court, and I got to do a bunch of paperwork, and it's really annoying and super expensive.
Yeah.
As it turns out, the judicial system in America, blows dick.
Mm-hmm. Do you have loads of money though?
Weapon?
If you got loads of money, I hear it's really easy.
Oh my God, yeah. I hear literally I pay the guy $300 to show up to court for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me yeah, it's going to take about probably 2 or 3 years for this case to settle out of court. So we'll just keep you updated. I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. Don't tell me. Just tell me when it's done.
To cut long story short, you're not going to be on the podcast for 6 to 8 months. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna be in jail, or or Patty's gonna be taking care of me because I'm a naughty boy and all that stuff.
You'll be pinning him down.
I like on the floor in a supermarket.
Yeah. You usually have to pay for that kind of treatment over here. Anyway,
I'll do it for free.
But yeah, other than that, I'm doing just fine. I'm
Excellent.
eating hummus and pita chips just because I have them lying around.
Yeah. Oh, you probably bored of me boasting about it. I went to Taco Bell.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, it was all right. I've had better tacos, better bells.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
That's the thing. I grew up with Taco Bell, so when I come to New York and I have authentic Mexican,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is good. So, I mean, Taco Bell is leagues ahead of y'all.
Yeah, it was because there's a few Mexican places here run by authentic Mexicans, as I'm sure there are in New York, and that's all I've ever been to. So when I went to Taco Bell, I was like, okay, is this it? My shit was a bit more, liquefied than normal afterwards, but it just seems like pure carb. It's like, hey, we're gonna. I had a quesadita. It was called. I don't know if they exist in New York.
Quesarito?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a quesadilla wrapped. A burrito wrapped in a quesadilla. That's
Yeah.
That's fire.
That was carb. That was. It was like a ricey meaty goo wrapped in a wrap, and then they wrapped that wrap with cheese, and then wrapped it with another wrap. I just felt like I was eating pure carbohydrates with rice in the middle as well. So
it's incredible. My entire family lives off Taco Bell, and we're all skinny as shit. Makes no sense.
Well, I'll change to Taco Bell then. Pure.
It just comes out the other end really quickly, so you're all right. It doesn't touch the sides. Well, speaking of Paddy holding people down,
I've got to take that off.
yeah, it's come off.
Yeah, it's getting really hot.
Oh god, we can't share you and Jordan. Actually, no, you've got the beard, and Jordan's got the wife beater.
I
Yeah,
got hair where it matters.
yeah,
Like all over my back.
that'll keep you warm. I went to a shop today, and I was yesterday, and I was so close to buying Skyrim on the Switch. In fact, Andre, have you? Are we going? Should we go straight into games? Because you've played Skyrim on the Switch, haven't you?
I've been playing Skyrim on the Switch.
Oh, let's go into games then.
Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
What games are you playing, you complete bastards, you? So straight in there. Skyrim on the Switch. I was gonna buy it, and then I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna buy it. So I didn't. Did I make the right choice, Andre?
Awesome story, man. Awesome story, Ben.
I still might. It depends how much it's discounted by in Cyber Monday.
I actually really I'm enjoying Skyrim on this. It's the most I've ever played Skyrim because usually like I fall out of it like 20 minutes in. I'm like, this is fun, but I need to go get up and do something. But now I can play Skyrim while I poop, and that's basically what's stopping me from playing most games. The fact that I can play it whenever and turn it like it's so cool to be able to just turn it on and play wherever and whenever, and it runs smoothly. I haven't seen any glitches that are really fucking up my game like I did the first time I played it on the PS3. I think, yeah, I played it first on the PS3, and like the opening cinematic glitched out on me like 3 times, and I was like, yeah, let me just return this game, and I never played it again. And then I bought it on the Xbox, and I got like 4 hours into it. And I was like, okay, this is fun, but fuck, I need to go do something else. On the Switch, like I think right now I'm 10 hours into it, and I'm having a blast. It's really fun. It's not, I mean, like after playing Zelda, it's weird because Zelda is an incredible game, and there's so much you can do in Zelda, and there's so much you can do in Skyrim. It's just that I don't know, something about Zelda is more whimsical. It's funner to like travel around. Whereas Skyrim is like, oh, you go and walk up this mountain, and on top there's nothing but like a pretty view. And I'm like, oh well, I guess I should climb down. Like in Zelda, I always felt like I was doing something. In this,
Get
like,
a Korok seed up there.
Yeah, exactly. You can get like a Korok seed. But in Skyrim is great because it's like you feel like you're an adventurer. Like a lot of times when you go into a cave, there might not be anything, but it's still cool to like explore and stuff. And to have it on your Switch is fucking awesome. I haven't played it on the TV. I've only played it in handheld mode. But yeah, I love it. I think it's worth the. How much is it on? Is it $60 on Switch?
Yeah.
Here it's. I managed to get it for €50, but I've got a feeling that it's gonna. I don't know if Cyber Monday goes down to below 40, then I might get it.
Yeah,
like 35
I wouldn't pay $60 for it because
How old is it now?
Skyrim.
Yeah.
6 years, I think.
10 years.
2011.
Yeah.
It's so old.
But you get.
I
you can dress
I
up as
wouldn't
Link.
recommend Skyrim to anyone these days.
No?
Unless you're on PC and you can mod it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, when it came out, it was amazing, but now if it was released today as a new game, it would be pretty underwhelming. But because of when it was released,
Yeah. It's the one that's set there.
it's so popular.
Did you finish
I
it,
agree.
Paddy?
I played Skyrim multiple times.
Oh.
I played it through like 4 or 5 times on PS3 and then a couple of times on PS4.
I think.
But I wouldn't recommend it to anyone these days as a new game unless you're on PC and you can mod it.
And I hear that the Switch doesn't have like the depth of field and stuff that they added to the enhanced edition. It's kind of like in the middle of the original and new one.
But I'm playing it while I take a shit, so that's worth it to me.
I could just get a monitor and just couple it up. Get a mouse pad. No, that's too much
Skyrim
effort.
just needs to die. It needs to die and just stop being. It needs to stop being released. Like they're milking it. They just need to stop and make a new one. There's no reason to keep milking it.
There's a new one coming out, Skyrim VR. You're not looking forward to
Exactly. Just stop.
that? I want to kind of play that. I think that's because I want to play a full like AAA game in VR, but not one that's like terrifying. I like one that I can play for more than 15 minutes.
I got to play the first level of Skyrim VR at the Bethesda event.
Oh yeah.
And that shit was pretty dope.
Okay, it was rendered all right then.
Yeah. I fought a giant spider. I threw fireballs at it. It was pretty great. And then I
Was
shouted.
was that an Oculus or PSVR?
It was, I can't remember what setup they
I
gave
think
me.
isn't it only coming to PSVR?
No, well, I read somebody tweeting about it on the weekend, and they were definitely talking about Oculus, which to me is way more compelling if it is coming to Oculus, because my PC will scream through it, whereas I don't think PlayStation will run it that well.
I think I played it on PlayStation VR. I played Doom. I played Doom in HTC Vive. That was
Okay.
great as well.
Better than the Switch Doom. 30 frames per
I
second.
don't know. It was weird. It didn't feel like Doom. It was like, I don't like teleporting and shit. I don't like I want to be able to throw up when I play a game. I want you to make me walk. Like I want to feel everything.
You want a Vive then?
Yeah.
Get porn for the Vive as well.
How are they getting around that with Skyrim? The whole like using traditional controls and vomiting in 5 minutes deal.
When I played it, I just had the teleporting controls where I aimed at shit and then just went there. And it was cool because like you'd find yourself like maneuvering shit in like weird ways, and like climbing mountains is easier because you're just like, oh, I'll go up here, go up here, go up here, go up here.
Yeah, I don't want to do, like, the whole reason I would want to play something like Skyrim in VR is for the immersion, and if I'm just kind of teleporting around the environment, that's going to break that for me.
You can play it regularly, like walking around, but the guy told me like,
What
a
will
lot
it
of
kill
people-
me?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was saying like, yeah, I don't feel good. I want to be able. I want that kind of experience. I want like to walk. I just need to buy one of those track pads that you can walk on.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Running around Skyrim. Is that what the place is called?
Yeah. What happened to those?
That's the thing. It's like, also I don't want to be in Skyrim. Like, why would I want to be inside Sky? Like, put me in a different world, not like a 6-year-old game. It looks bad. I mean, it looks like a 6-year-old game, like in VR. I'm like, this isn't that great. Like, I've played better Vive demos. That, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think Vive is good for, or VR is good for open world stuff.
Zelda in HR in VR would be amazing. Going around
See, that's Zelda,
Hyrule.
but-
Zelda would be great in anything. Oh, that's
yeah,
a
we can
world.
just do crossbow training or something.
Or maybe Red Dead in VR, right in a Western, bit like
You're
Westworld.
just saying things now. You're
Yeah.
saying things without thinking about
I'm
it.
thinking of cool worlds I'd like to go in VR.
You know,
Start the show.
Last of Us VR.
Hmm.
Ooh, what remains
Yeah.
of Edith Finch VR? That'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, what a great game that is. Were you drunk when you were playing it,
VR's
Jordan?
Yeah, I did a couple of tins. Wasn't drunk.
Huh. Have you played it, Paddy? What remains
what?
of What remains of Edith Finch?
Is that one of those walking simulators?
It's
Yeah.
one of those. What was that? There's a new name for it now. I can't remember what it's called.
Because I played.
Strong playing game.
Everyone's gone to the Rapture,
Mm.
which I played for probably half the game and got bored of. The only sort of walking simulator that I played that I really loved was Firewatch.
Yeah, I love Firewatch.
Absolutely loved Firewatch. Edith Finch will probably come to PS4, PS Plus for free at some point in the next
Yeah.
2 years. So I'll probably pick it up then.
I still wouldn't recommend it.
I bought Firewatch and I loved that.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that. So I played through the whole thing in one sitting.
Things with
Um,
Firewatch, as much as it's technically a walking simulator, it feels more involved. Feels like
Yeah.
you've got a bit of.
Yeah.
You're not just kind of going down a linear route with airy fairy text coming at you. There's actually it feels a bit more grounded. Like Edith Finch, like what the fuck was that?
It's a story.
Everyone's gone to the Rapture, but
I kind of like Rapture. I thought it looked fantastic, and it was just the British thing. Like
Oh, yeah.
anytime you normally see a game set in the UK, it's set in the center of London, whereas this was kind of set in a small village, and the attention to detail was amazing. But yeah, I've totally dropped off that entire genre now. I'd rather read a book or watch a film than sit there for 2 hours having some really generic. Well, it's not even generic. It's just fucking boring. Really boring.
walking simulators need a sprint. That's what they need. I mean, No, seriously, because like that's the main reason I stopped with Rapture is because
Rapture
I was-
had one, and the
Well-
difference in speed if you press the button was so small that
when you say
nobody
sprint, it went from walking to walking slightly faster.
Yeah. It was people weren't even sure if it was a sprint button. Turns out it was, but it was so small in terms of the difference between the two modes that people couldn't tell. What the fuck is that about?
It was the bugs in Everyone's
That's the
Gone to the
reason I
Rapture that
stopped
bugged me. Yeah, I stopped because it was. Well, I didn't actually. I finished Everyone's Gone to the Rapture because you follow like four or more orbs, and like they lead you to different stories. And one of these orbs just suddenly stopped. You went into a church and then stopped, and I had no idea, so I couldn't finish the rest of that part. But luckily, it let you go move on to the other ones before you go to the end. But I just felt like I was missing part of that game. I remember restarting it, going back, even like going straight to the beginning of the game again, and it still did that. I was like, screw this, and I just walked through it. But it's a bit contrived. Yeah, but you didn't like Edith Finch then?
I can't like. There's a lot to like about it. Like I said to you last night, when it comes to walking simulators, it's probably the most involved that I've played in terms of it kind of breaks away from the walking simulator stuff and gives you activities to do. But still, like it's just not for me. I think I can see why it got the reception that it did. It's really well put together. It just really is. It really isn't my bag. I think it thought it was telling a way more impressive story than what it was telling, because unless I missed something about that story, nothing really left me aghast.
I love how it kind of put you in the head, and I think it did a really good job of putting you in the head of the people who you were experiencing. Because if anybody doesn't know, you play as different people in time that lived in this house who've met their grisly end, but they all die of very different things. So you get put in. Like in every one, you get put in the head of this person, and it could be that they're a baby, it could be that they're someone with depression, or someone that's like really vain person, or I can't remember if it was a jealous person, or a kid with fever. I think he does a really good job of putting you in their, in their head, really.
I fucking loved that game.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But what Jordan said was right, and like once you said it, I kind of wanted to like talk about that. Like that game would be a perfect book. I would love to read What Remains of Edith Finch. I think like it tells like such a
yeah.
Like I thought the story was beautiful. Like it was predictable, but like at the same time, I was like, this is like, it was. I don't know. It gave you such like a magical feeling to it. Like everything, the house, like
that's
the
cool
way
house.
the story was told was like very magical, and magical realism, I guess. But what's it called? Like I really enjoyed the game. I think it's a perfect length. Like at 2 hours, like give me that game anytime. Like
Yeah.
It took me like 3 hours just because I really wanted to look at shit. And the house that you explore is so fucking cool. And it feels so lived in. Like when you look at it, like the attention to detail and everything, like every corner of that house has a different story, even though it's not explicitly told.
And that's what you said, Jordan, isn't it? You said like it's really well. It's like it's polished, a polished version of Dear Esther. I think you said.
Yeah, you can't knock the presentational value of it. I found like the house itself is kind of a character, and I kind of almost wish that there were some corners of the house that weren't trying to say something or trying to give you a bit of scenario storytelling. It just like I just don't believe the house exists. It's too unbelievable in terms of the actual architecture of the house and also everything. Like what I don't understand the story. So we said is that like why does everybody have to die? Why do they all have to get locked in these rooms? Or like is it that they're not locked in the rooms, but they lock the rooms once they die? Is that what we're saying?
I think it's just it's trying to it's all about mental health. I think a lot of it, and guilt, and I don't know. There's certain games that are like these kind of walking simulators. If you like that, you might like Rime. I don't know if you've played that, but that's another thing that kind of explores certain a specific mental state. That I don't know. It's the story.
But it was presented. It was presented as a real kind of story. Is there a surreal aspect to this? Is that house actually supposed to exist?
Yeah. It's it's kind of like a walking simulator. It's like I don't know, like just a very obviously it's very narrow, straightforward game. You're just going and following pretty much just a route through the house, and you don't ever really do any exploring. But yeah, you're just experiencing different people and different characters all at the same time, and they all happen to be in that one house.
I loved it. It's my type of game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like I played Gone Home, and Gone Home, I did not get the hype or the level of enjoyment people got from Gone Home.
It was because it was the first time that this was done, and I think everyone that does it kind of after it, for me, has kind of missed the mark a little bit. I think I really did enjoy Firewatch. There was something about the tone of Firewatch and the kind of ambience of that entire game that I really liked. But every like I think did Dear Esther come out before Gone Home or after?
Before that was
After.
really. I thought it was.
I feel like Dear Esther was kind of the first one.
Yeah, I thought
that
Dear
really
Esther was the
bored me as
first.
well. Like talk about that's a fucking walking simulator. You do nothing other than press up essentially.
Yeah.
And just have whimsical
That's why.
poetry.
That's why I like this game more than most of those games. This first off, the length is perfect. I need to say that again. Like, if it was any longer, I would have been like, okay, come on, how many fucking people had to die? But what's it called? But like, it was an interesting story. Like, I wanted to find out like what was happening to the family, why were they cursed, and all that.
Yeah.
Did we find that out?
No, it doesn't. It leaves it
No.
ambiguous at the end. It's just
That's
the
really annoying.
house that's killing everyone.
What's
Yeah.
the fucking point?
Because there's still a twist though. There's still that cool twist at the end. I didn't expect that twist. I wasn't expecting
I,
it.
I
was
called that
different.
twist from like, first off, when I started playing the game, the first thing I did was look down, and I was like, oh wait, I'm pregnant. Oh, okay, I know what's gonna.
Oh, the pregnancy bit took me, like, I found out as that came into the narrative, and it was really
Yeah.
clever actually. When it introduces it, you're climbing on a tree, you're trying to
Yeah.
get into a house, and instantly it makes you think, oh, like the stakes of you being on top of that tree are way higher because you're now a pregnant woman. So I appreciated that. That was I think that was intentional, and if it was, that's a clever bit of game design.
Which was your favorite one to do? I say favorite, like the one that impacted you, because you can't really have a favorite death, can you?
You know, it's funny. If you wouldn't have told me about the kid in the bathtub, I think that would have hit me so fucking
Oh,
hard.
sorry.
Yeah, 'cause it was really good. That was impressive. Like I was like,
I
oh,
assumed
that's...
you were in front of me.
Wait, what?
I assumed you were like further ahead in the game.
Oh, no, I was-
I think I might have mentioned it before.
Oh, Ben, do you mean Ben had already told you? Or were
Oh
you
yeah,
talking-
Ben, no,
Oh,
Ben,
okay.
Ben told me about it like a while back.
Okay.
He was trying to sell the game onto us, and he was like, "There's a part
Baby
in
dies.
the bathtub, baby dies."
Oh,
I was
I
like,
don't think I said
"Holy
baby dies. I was just like, there's a baby in a bathtub.
Oh, I wonder what can happen. Everyone in
Yeah.
the family dies, and there's a baby in a bathtub.
But you play the baby.
Leaving that baby in that.
Wow.
She doesn't just leave a baby in the bath. There's a slidey door that she's like, right, I'm going to leave you alone and close this door so I'll never know if you're drowning.
Oh, but she thought she emptied the water out, but the froggy put the water back in. God, that was
Yeah,
so
that's a good
that was
point.
so weird.
I
what's it
really
called?
liked the one at the end with the fish chop. I know you said
The
it was a bit
fish.
boring, but I was just totally absorbed in that game. I was streaming at the time, and wasn't even looking at the chat or anything. I was just totally absorbed.
I'd
in,
given up by that point. I'm like,
in
what
his-
is going on? Why am I in this magical kingdom? Why am I chopping up fish?
Yeah, that fish
I did-
part.
I like the visual at the end where, and we're just totally blowing this game open by that.
Yeah.
I like-
Spoiler alert.
I like the visual at the end where she's giving birth and you're kind of
Going through a tunnel.
your viewpoint's going through a tunnel and you're clearly you're being born essentially.
You're about to come out of a vagina.
Yeah.
Vagina.
Basically what you're trying to
Vagina.
do. No, but that,
What
but
was we
that,
saying in the UK? A muff.
yeah, moof. But the fish part I think hit me the most because it was unexpected and like it was so beautiful. Like I wanted a game based off just walking around in that world because like it felt like a completely different game. Like into this weird fish head cutting off simulator.
So what did he do? Did he jump into like a fish chopper machine
He
or
just,
something?
he just put his head inside a fish chopper
Why?
because he was depressed and he wanted to like
Jesus.
yeah. It's a really.
Are we
it's a
selling you
fun
this,
game.
Paddy? I'm guessing,
like-
Paddy, you haven't played this.
No,
Is it?
I'm looking on my PS4 at the moment. It's like 15 quid. I might pick it up.
Oh, I mean, I loved it. If you like that type, if you like a game where you just want to, it's a good Sunday evening game. I think you might be a bit
yeah.
depressed for Monday morning, but it's
I
a
probably
very
won't
chilled.
because I've played a few walking simulators. Now I'm thinking of it. Like I played Gone Home, Firewatch, Rapture, and I've only enjoyed one, so I'm probably not going to bother.
I think it's
this
going to be
one's better
very
than-
cheap.
Yeah, I think this game. First off, I mean, if you have an Xbox, it's $13.
I don't have an Xbox because I'm not an idiot.
Perfect.
Oh, I can't wait for Jordan's little
I would have laughed at that
news.
last week.
It's the most pointless console. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's I just guarantee it'll be like.
better than Firewatch.
Well,
Do you think this is better than Firewatch?
I don't
I
think
like
you
this
can
more
compare
than
it.
I like
Don't.
Yeah, I like this more than I liked Firewatch, only because I feel like Firewatch was like 3 hours too long,
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, like, and I beat it in one sitting. Don't get me wrong, but it was like an 8-hour sit-in, and I was like, God, please end, please just fucking.
know-
end. And don't get me wrong, Firewatch
Yeah.
is like an awesome game, but I don't know, something about this, like this captured my imagination more than Firewatch did, and like I'm not very much a visuals guy. Like I like a good story, and I really enjoyed the story of Edith Finch. I think it was like a cool, again, like magical tale. It was,
Mm.
like,
What is the
very-
story of Edith Finch?
It's just you're going back to a house that has your entire family. You're going back to a house where your entire bloodline has died in,
what
Why?
remains of it though?
because you now own that house. You're the owner of that house once your mom died.
How doesn't the government just knock that motherfucker down? It's like fucking 20 stories, all rickety built on top of each other.
It's America.
Yeah, where
Fucking collapse.
it's America. You're allowed to do that
Do you not have
shit.
health and safety standards in the
No,
US?
they don't have any
No,
standards.
not in the Midwest.
Why
The
are
Midwest,
they
you
killing
can.
themselves?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
What's it called? But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the story. Like,
Do you know what
I-
I'd have with Firewatch? You know what I'd have loved with? I agree with you. I think I prefer Edith Finch as a full game, but I think Firewatch is missing episodes. If we'd had like an hour and a half episodes come out each time, I'd love to go back into the world of Firewatch, but it's quite a
I
commitment.
think
6-7
episodes
hours.
are a bad idea for that sort of game.
yeah.
Oh, but
They
Life is
break it up
Strange.
too much.
though? Can make it Life is Strange esque.
I don't think Firewatch would work in episodes because you lose the momentum of the
Like the
story
immersion,
between
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, although I just loved Firewatch. It was so good, but I don't think you can compare Edith Finch and Firewatch because Edith Finch was just a really I say narrative, but it was just a pure story, different things happening all the time. Whereas Firewatch is kind of chilled. You can wander around, you can go and find that turtle or whatever. I don't think it's the same.
Oh God, that's game design 101. Put a fucking
Video
turtle in
game.
your game.
Yeah, that was one of the
Oh,
achievements.
I
wasn't it?
loved my turtle. I took it home and I petted it and looked after it. And the only bad thing in Firewatch for me was the ending. The ending was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
it was bad.
I was like, they must have some. I was like,
The voice acting was incredible, though. Absolutely incredible voice acting.
I remember with Firewatch going, I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea what they're going to do. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what this big reveal is. You're like, oh, that's like a cop out.
Yeah.
Whereas Edith Finch had
I-
me at the end. I was like, wow, this is great. I loved it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Firewatch for me, I actually I kind of like the ending. I don't like the big twist and all that,
Mhm.
but I like the idea of like you get. I like the ending in terms of you leaving,
Mm-hmm.
and like it felt like I don't know. I guess the choices I made were like it made me feel like sick about like my character at the time, and like
Yeah.
talking to Delilah, I was like, "Hey, you want to make shit work?" She's like, "Nah, chill." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you." Huh, I felt so
I
sad.
I liked Firewatch so much just because I could relate to it. Because obviously the whole story behind it was that you've gone here to get away from your wife who's suffering with dementia.
Is that what you keep
But
telling
then
yourself, Paddy?
I mean, well, no, because my nana suffered with
Oh.
relatively early onset dementia.
Oh, dear, I
She
felt
got it at like
bad for me.
60.
I
Which
thought
is
you talked
pretty
about your
early
ex.
for-
Yeah.
So the story behind it and the whole we put her in a care home, we didn't want to, and we went away and went on with our lives and stuff. And it spoke to me. That's why I love it so much. Plus, obviously, it's a stunning game. I mean,
Well,
spent ages taking pictures.
Maybe for like, I mean, Edith Finch, does it have with dementia and Edith Finch? Because it goes through like a range of mental health issues. I don't know if there's a dementia. Is there an old person in that one with dementia? Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Old after it.
yeah, but she's like the one who like locks everybody in their rooms and shit. That's the one.
Was that was your nana like that, Paddy? No.
But she did think I was the cleaner once when I came to see her at the care home, which was quite funny.
Oh, yeah.
I walk in and go, "Oh, hi, Nana." She goes, "Oh, you're the cleaner."
Oh,
Hmm.
oh, that's
Oh.
awful.
But it's I don't want to put it down. It's just one of those things I laugh about. We all laughed about it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, let's go to Paddy because Paddy was quiet in there because he hasn't been. You've been playing loads of games recently.
I've been playing a fair few different. I've had loads of time off from work, and I because been ill and had loads of time. Got back into Warframe. Absolutely loving that.
That's like Destiny, but good, isn't it?
It's you can compare it to Destiny in that it's all based around loot. It is very grindy, which I love. That's what I miss so much from Destiny 1 is the grind. I love the grind. But they've recently released a new free expansion which offers an open world area, which I think they were saying is 10 square kilometers, so it's quite a decent size.
Oh, like PUBG.
It's got like during the day, it's got like different enemy types during the day and the night. So the nighttime there's giant bosses that are like 10-story building tall that you got to work with your team to take out. So yeah, you could compare it to Destiny. But I've really got back into that.
And that's
takes a lot
free
to
to
get
play.
going.
It's free to play, isn't it? Warframe.
Sorry?
Is it
Free to
Warframe?
play, yeah.
Have you played it, Jordan?
So I played it very, very briefly. I think it was one of the launch games on PS4.
Yeah, that's why I played it.
Yeah.
And he was free to play then, and I tried it, and literally like a 5-minute kind of thing. And I think at the time the game wasn't all that well regarded, but
No,
I just
it was awful.
I just keep on hearing everybody talk about this fucking game now, like it's really good. So clearly they've done something to change it, which is impressive.
There's a lot to work through. You've got to work through a lot. There's a lot to learn. It doesn't hold your hand through anything.
Which is weird because it was what I played was the third-person corridor shooter. So what do you need? Is it the like upgrade mechanics and things like that?
So there is still a third-person corridor shooter. There is still lots of that, but they've now added in this open world area. So you've got all your different warframes. I think they said there's something like 58 different warframes now.
It's a warframe. What you are.
Warframe is what you are with different abilities. So I've got one at the moment where it's frost based, so you can put up like a shield that's frost and they come and they slow down, or you can freeze enemies, or you can do this and this. But there's also one, for example, that can do stuff with fire and all that sort of stuff, and they're all different, all with different specs.
So are you controlling multiple of these warframes?
No, you're controlling one.
Okay, and you just upgrade that one.
You can choose between them. You can jump between them when you go back to your ship.
Yeah. Sorry. So not controlling multiple at one time, but you have a range of these things that you can deploy. So you're kind of playing as a remote pilot of a warframe.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah. And unlike a lot of games where they have different characters where they're actually not that different, this one there is so much variety between each warframe. When it comes down to balancing. It seems there are obviously the best ones, and there is the worst one because there always will be in this sort of game.
Is there PvP?
But they are all. There is PvP, 3v3, and 1v1. I think. I haven't really touched the PvP much. I've been doing more PvE stuff.
So that's set aside from the PvE. It's not kind of
So unlike Destiny, where they nerf stuff in PvE and it affects PvP and vice versa, your warframes will act differently in PvP and PvE.
Oh, it's a totally different.
Which is great because, like Destiny, they nerf stuff in PvP, which makes it completely useless in PvE, when really it should be quite good in PvE. Which is what really annoys me.
What are you spending your time doing? Are you kind of grouping up with other people and doing like missions or raids or what is it?
So right now I'm exploring this new open world. There's all sorts to go and explore. There's sorts of caves. There's new areas. There's secret bosses to find. There's big bosses to find that you got to work out because a lot of people haven't worked out how to take down these bosses, what the mechanics are yet. They're weak to certain elements. They're weak to certain attack types. You've got to work that all out. So I'm spending my time at the moment doing a bit of that. Best thing about it, though, for me, is that while you can go out and just buy warframes if you want.
Oh, so you can actually choose. It's not loot box.
There's no loot boxes.
How are they monetizing this thing?
So you can buy the premium currency.
Okay.
Which means you can go and buy warframes, you can buy weapons, whatever, straight up without having to grind for them. If you don't want to spend money on it, you can go and grind certain bosses, which will drop different parts of that warframe, and you can then go and build your warframe. It might take you 10 times to kill the boss. It might take you 3 times. It might take you 1 time to get the parts, whatever. It's all RNG.
And how much have you spent in the game?
I've spent nothing, but
okay.
I've earned about £60 worth of in-game currency. Because you can go and obviously grind these bosses, and then what you can do if you get the drops, if you've got duplicate drops or drops that you don't want, is go to the player market and sell them for the premium currency.
I think I read recently that when it comes to a free-to-play game, that it's a success if 2% of people spend money on the game. So it sounds like they've got a decent model, because I've seen people who do spend.
They've got a huge income, because there is a massive amount of diehard players that will spend lots of money on the game. Whereas I've got probably about £60 worth of in-game currency without spending any money on it, purely because I've gone and got these drops and then sold them to people for the in-game premium currency.
Do you think you will?
Which I think is a great way of doing it.
Yeah. Do you think you will spend money in the future?
I don't see any need to. I mean, I like the base mechanics and I like the complexity of it, and I'm willing to sit there and grind out bosses and things and fight bosses and learn different warframes while I'm doing it, get the drops, and then sell them. So I don't see a problem with it. So I don't see why I would.
What's the story like? Better than Destiny? Well,
story? There isn't really much of a story. There is a story. It's a very loose story, though. I wouldn't. But it never, unlike Destiny, it never claims to have a good story. Whereas Destiny 1 was like, "Oh, look at us, we've got this amazing story," and everyone went, "No, you don't. It's a bit shit." Warframe goes, "We have got a story, but that's not why you play it."
Yeah. I might check it out when I'm running out of games to play. I've got so much.
Are you playing that PS4?
Yes, yeah. But I might be wrong, but I believe it is cross-play with PC.
I get that impression.
But I might be wrong. Yeah, I've been playing that a lot.
Yeah. You've also been playing a bit of Rainbow Six Siege. I love that game. I might even play that game tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely love that game. It just never gets boring.
No, it's brilliant. Yeah, they've done a really good job with that, and they've got a new. Is it Operation Vanilla or something like that coming out? Or?
Operation White Noise.
That's the one.
Coming out on the 27th of this month for Premium Pass members.
I think I've got a Premium Pass. What is this operation anyway?
Season Pass. Sorry. Yeah. So you got 3 new operators, 1 new map.
Oh, okay.
You got Dokebi is one. Dokebi is one of the operators. One's called Vigil, and the other one I can't remember. But one of them, the third one I can't remember, is Ella's sister.
All right, I like Ella.
Yeah.
She's the one that throws the dildos.
They all look pretty interesting. Sorry.
Does Ella throw the dildos?
Say again.
Is Ella the one that throws the dildos that explode?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got the exploding dildos.
Great. Jordan's like, John and Andre just looked up like, wait, what?
What game is this?
But people are saying that Dokebi should be able to, from what they've worked out and what they've seen, be able to activate the defenders' phones to go off so you can hear where they are.
Oh, nice.
Which is an interesting idea. Vigil apparently is invisible to enemy drones.
Okay.
Whether that works like he's permanently invisible, or if it's like Caveira, where it activates and then for a short amount of time he's invisible, we don't know. And then the third one is like Ash, in that she's got a double-barreled grenade launcher that she can fire at things and explode and whatever, or load with flashbangs.
Sounds good. Yeah, I love this. It's a perfect multiplayer game. It's better with friends, I think, even if it's just 2 or 3 friends.
Oh, yeah.
You can go in there.
I was playing it for a couple of hours before I came on here, with a full group, and it's so much better with a full group. You can play it on your own, but it is so much better with a full group when you're fully communicating and everything. Yeah, and it's
as somebody who's kind of still, I'd say I'm kind of new to PC gaming. It's one that you can take slowly. You can really, you plan. It rewards the intelligent player.
Yes.
Sure, I like.
Which is surprising because I do quite well.
Hey, no, that head there, solar powered brain.
It's a nice change of pace. is how I put it, from things like Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's the opposite Call of Duty, which I still love. I love Call of Duty. It's super fast though.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty recently as well.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to slow down and go through a map crouched or stood up, whatever, peeking around corners, communicate, and actually having communication in the game, which is.
Oh yeah, if you're communicating well
nice.
with your team, you've won, really, haven't you? It's
you're
so
never going
good.
to win unless you communicate.
No, and I've even had it where I've played against people and I've killed someone, and like they've sent a message saying like, "Oh, that was amazing shot," or "Damn it, I was going to wait," and like there are toxic people definitely in that community, but there's also some good people.
It's because because it appeals to a more mature player base. Like kids don't like it.
Yeah.
Because you run in and you get one shot to the head,
and
they go, "Oh, why did that happen?" That's because it's not Call of Duty, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit rubbish at the moment on PS4. I think it might be the same on PC and Xbox because it's a free weekend.
Yeah, it is, and it's half price, I think, on PC.
I've been muting kids all over the place, threatening to go around their house and restrain them.
Yeah. Open up their doors.
But yeah, Siege, I love it. Amazed that it's carried on so much. I thought it'd be sort of a fad, and that it'd be loved for 6-7 months, whatever.
I think,
and then it would die out. But
I think Andre's actually you normally play it when it's on free weekend, don't you? I think Andre's fallen asleep there. Do that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you still play that game when it's a free weekend usually?
Anytime it's on free weekend, I play it. I wish that game was free to play. Just charge me for everything else. I wouldn't really care.
Do you play it on Xbox? Because isn't like right. I mean, it's a free weekend this weekend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and also
I have so many games I have to play.
It's about half price as well, I think.
Yeah.
Really...
I'm gonna wait. Again, Cyber Monday is coming up, so I'm like, I'm not buying any games until then.
Yeah, me too.
The only reason I bought Edith Finch is because Xbox is having like a big sale right now and everything. Like the early Black Friday sale.
You managed to navigate the menu of the store menu of Xbox. I'm quite impressed.
Once you understand it, it's like super easy. But fuck, it's a bitch to try to get. Now it's cool because my girlfriend comes in, somebody who's never played a second of a video game ever. Yeah. Besides Dark Souls 3, she really likes Dark Souls 3.
Oh wow. She's a keeper.
I'm kidding. Fucking kidding.
Oh,
she
okay.
played Mario Kart with me once. But what's it called? Yeah, like she maneuvers it quite well because it's like I pinned everything to the front. Everything I need is in the front. Like that pin system, I hated it at first, but now that I understand that I can just pin everything I normally use in the front page, I never navigate that menu. Yeah, Xbox really fucked up with their menus always, and that's like
it could be so easy. Why don't they just make it easy?
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like it makes no sense, but whatever.
Games, apps, store, settings.
That's what they have on the top.
Do they? Oh, I thought it was like, but then you're still into then just have a list. Have something, not hey, click here. Oh, there's an advert for some kind of crap. That hey, do you want to subscribe to this TV show? No.
That's why I love the PS4's UI so much.
They've not really changed it since PS3.
Fuck, that's why I like the Switch.
Yeah,
the Switch is like legit. You turn it on, and it's there. It's already playing the fucking game you want. Like, this is
I
perfect.
wouldn't know. I'm not a child.
Oh God. The Switch is one of the best fucking consoles ever made. I will argue that I think the Switch is. No, I'm not gonna argue it. The Switch is my favorite console ever made. It's incredible. Like now that I'm an adult and I have to fucking walk around. It's nice to be able to carry my Switch in my bag, and I don't want to have a shitty 3DS. I like playing games like Zelda. Like Zelda's an incredible handheld game.
Yeah.
If it was released on the Xbox and all that stuff, it'd just be a regular game. It'd be another good game. But the fact that it is portable and you can like literally play it on the fucking. I take hour-long train rides almost.
They're gonna say shits then.
And I take shits that last hours. And it's it's nice to like be able to sit down and milk my cows in Stardew Valley and in real life, if you know what I'm talking about. And and it's just a lovely system. I will in like about 2 years, maybe it'll be like the best system ever once like good games come out.
It's probably had the best
But
launch. I can't think of a console with a
I'm
better
just-
launch.
I've been a massive Nintendo fan, to be honest.
You've never been on
I've
that?
hated Nintendo since the Wii. Like the Wii, I bought the Wii and I was like, oh,
I had
this
a
is-
Wii. I actually, I'm gonna fuck myself up here, but I really like the Wii.
Oh, dude, wow, get the fuck out of here.
To be fair, you got to remember though, the Wii came out how long ago? Like 10 years?
Longer,
was
that is to Wii U.
12, 13 at the time when it came out. So
Bowling.
the only other console I owned at that point was an original Xbox.
Yeah.
And then I think I got Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess.
Okay.
On
I mean,
that,
at
which
least you got that.
Which was a
game.
great game. I loved that
Yeah.
game.
But other than that,
And then
there
I
was nothing.
got Mad World. Mad World was nuts.
Mad Worlds and No More Heroes are like my favorite games on that system. No More Heroes 2 is like
And
one of my
Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles was good
Oh,
on the Wii as
shit.
well.
I need
that
to
game-
finish that.
I'm
I
never
enjoyed that
gonna.
on the Wii.
I just watched the Xenoblade Direct, the one that just happened.
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck! That seems like one of the most complicated games I've ever seen. Like them explaining it, the fact that it takes 20 minutes to explain a combat system is incredible. Like that sounds so dense.
It's great though.
I mean,
This is it.
I'm gonna try it. I want like a. Oh, look at
Got
that.
it here.
It
3D.
did make me laugh though because my parents bought me the Wii and they said we bought it for you because they're like old fashioned. They don't like gaming and stuff, and they think it's all lazy. And they said, "Oh, we'll buy you a Wii because it's quite an active console. You're up, stood up, you're playing and stuff." And like a day after that, I was sat on the couch just
Yeah.
like even on Wii Sport, I was sat on the couch playing tennis.
I remember the day we brought home the Wii. We played so much sports, like so much Wii Sports, and that's it. And like that's why I get mad anytime people say like, "Oh, the Wii is like one of the most important consoles of all time." Like the Wii was such a boring ass. Wii Sports is good for an afternoon.
Hey, did you
And
not
then
get a
you
Wii
can
Fit
play-
balance board?
No, I did not get that.
Oh, I
I
did.
got a Wii Fit. I got the Wii Fit. Yeah,
Did you ever use
I got
it?
that.
Yeah, I used it for
Yeah, I
about
used
a
it.
few weeks.
I used it just like any other bit of fitness equipment. I used it for about a week, and then it got put in the corner.
Hey, that skiing one was fun. I remember, I think Dave was at home for
Yes.
ages, and I came
Oh,
home
God.
and he'd beat my high score. He'd like spent the whole afternoon trying to beat the high score on that.
Was that Family Ski?
I don't know. It was one where you had to crouch. Were you going down a ski?
I really enjoyed Family Ski. Family Ski was so much fun.
It's like the Kinect. I got the Kinect
Was
and
that the one where
played.
you sit on the balance board? Wasn't there
No,
one
you
where
stand
had to
on it.
You had to
Yeah.
crouch in
You
a
can sit on it, but
ski settings, and then you had to jump
I
at the
would
right
sit
time.
on
And there's one where you have
really-
the Zen. Do you ever do the Zen one where you had to stay in the same position and it
I've
just?
seen
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that was
I just
frustrating.
sat on my seat and put my feet on it, and
That
that.
worked.
like I enjoyed it, but it got better when it got the handheld controller that you didn't have to use the motion controls with.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, but it was what it was. Isn't it? I mean, I was 13, 14 at the time. Because believe it
were-
or not, I'm only 23 now.
23.
I was about to ask. You look so much older.
Oh, what
So
a
thanks
compliment!
for that.
What a charmer you are, Andre.
You look like an adult. That's
Brutal.
what I'm saying.
You look like
I
a...
am,
No, because I'm like old as fuck. I'm 27.
Hey, I'm
yeah, I'm
29.
I'm 4 years younger than you, mate. So
Oh,
Yeah, because when you said you were young when you got the Wii, I was like, I was pretty old. I was like regular age. I was like in high school, I think.
yeah, I was like 12, or whatever, when it came out.
wow.
So yeah, that was fun.
How old are you, Jordan?
30.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
the old. Yeah.
See, you look 40 though.
I don't.
It's got a
You
little
look like
baby
ripe
face.
40.
Looks like a giant baby.
How fucking smooth I am.
Yeah, you look like a 40-year-old
Virgin.
flesh-colored
Oh.
shirt-wearing janitor.
That's a caretaker in English.
Lucky
Oh,
today.
oh, he's full of the compliments. What about me, Andre? Come on, burn me.
You look like a bitch.
Oh,
Fuck this podcast. No.
wow, it's like you're channeling Manny today. So we've still got quite a few other games to quickly go through, but let's do it quickly. COD WW2, that means World War 2. That's a fun game. I'm enjoying that still. I'm still playing it in Spanish. I'm not having any... I haven't played the campaign yet. Have you played it, Paddy?
Oh yeah, I played through it.
Did it
It's a
hit
Call of
you?
Duty campaign.
Did it move you?
The very, very end.
Yeah. Do you play as an
It
American?
feels,
like-
made it feel there was like the slightest bit of emotion.
Oh,
Can,
But-
can I say, spoiler alert?
I'm not even
Does
playing.
your entire squad die?
No.
Oh, damn it! I was really hoping that would be the end.
Actually, I'd probably have to say it's probably one of the more underwhelming Call of Duty campaigns. That's saying something for Call of Duty.
Hmm.
Like there was never a moment in that Call of Duty campaign where I went, "Oh shit!" Like
No.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, for example. You know when had that moment where the nuke went off and you're like, "Oh shit, that's insane." Was it Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3? Spoiler warning, by the way. When Soap dies,
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah,
like,
Someone dropped.
and then
Not Soap.
when
yeah. That's so yeah. So wait, does
So-
Soap die? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, don't you mean like the no Russian scene where you're going through the airport? and
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the best
like
for
that?
me. Oh,
or was it Soap or when there was
Pripyat
someone
was
big
cool.
died. I can't really remember who it was, but yeah, no Russian where you were like, "Oh my god, that's like insane."
Oh,
My favorite-
Ghost died. The guy with the
Ghost.
mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
Spoiler
about-
alert.
this?
Do they
There was nothing.
is there anything in like
nothing.
1939, 1940? You know, before the Moroccans? Do you play as anything before the Moroccans get involved?
That war didn't matter
No.
until the Americans got involved. Let's be real. Yeah.
Tell that to
Ah.
the Dukes.
Oh, and that concludes our podcast.
Banned off Twitch.
Was
No,
it the
can't be
same?
banned because if we would have been banned, it would have been banned last night when I was saying stuff.
Oh, I don't
Um,
remember. No, but
Yeah, there's nothing really that sort of stood out to me.
what was it the same Call of Duty where you had the airport scene and the one where you went through Pripyat in Ukraine? Was that the same one or was that Modern
No,
Warfare?
that was Modern Warfare. That was the one where you crawled through the sniper one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Gilly.
That was Modern
or
Warfare.
All gillied
no,
up.
all gillied up. Yeah,
Is that Modern Warfare?
that was Modern Warfare. That was the first one.
Ah, okay. And then the
then
airport
the
one was the one
Russian-
after, wasn't it?
Modern Warfare 2, I think,
Okay.
or Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
2. 'Cause 3 had the little kid dying. 3 at one point, like you play as a dad filming the kid, and there's a giant
Yeah.
explosion and the kid dies.
What?
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3. No, we're talking about Edith Finch.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Call of Duty campaign. You know, nothing
It's
special.
still, and I enjoy the multiplayer, and that is good. It's like one I'll just keep going back to every now and again. I think when people are playing.
Speaking of
Uh,
something special, I played Mass Effect Andromeda even
Oh.
longer this time.
Right.
Wow, how far are
Holy
you now?
fuck. I am
How much
about,
did you stomach this time? Was it more than 2 hours?
I'm,
Great game.
I'm 6 hours into that game, and I gotta say,
6 hours!
I'm 6 hours. I can't. I'm waiting for it to get monstrously bad, but it is.
Exactly.
I
Now-
think it was just. I think it's the hype of it being so terrible that has made me like enjoy it more. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna be shit, and then it's like a good bit of gameplay and like an interesting like viewscape to what's it called? Ben, I just finished putting the like cleaning the atmosphere of the first golden
Okay,
planet.
yeah.
Yeah, and that
Have
was
you
like
been-
really cool. I was
Oh.
like, oh, that's an interesting piece of lore. Like we're looking for planets to live on, and like we
Yeah.
made one habitable.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
cool.
expect to actually get that. I thought it'd be, oh, no, we can't, and like you never actually find anywhere to live.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be like
Like-
Interstellar, where you're just like, this one's dead. This
That
one's bad.
giant, have you fought a giant machine yet? An architect?
I fought a couple of machines. I mean, I fought
Like a big, like giant, like world boss, massive
Oh no,
thing.
no, I
Oh,
haven't
you'll
fought
get
that
to
yet.
that.
Have you been
Oh,
underground?
I can't wait.
Did you clean it? Do you clear the air by
I'm
going
with you, I
underground?
really like Andromeda.
Oh fuck yes!
Yeah.
Jordan is outnumbered here.
Yeah, I enjoyed
What's
it.
it called?
Okay.
Here's my theory on Andromeda. I think it's a great game, but it's a poor
Great
Mass
game?
Effect game.
Yeah. Okay,
But it's
I
a
can see
great
that.
game.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's why
Great.
I've been experiencing. I'm like, man, if this was all like fresh and new, like if it wasn't like the same aliens from Mass Effect,
Yeah.
this could be a Star Trek game. This could easily be like
A good one.
good Star Trek game.
Great
yeah.
one, in fact.
Because it is a
Oh,
poor
fuck.
Mass Effect game. I will admit it's a poor Mass Effect game, but it's not a bad game. If it was called Andromeda, not Mass Effect Andromeda, it would be
Yeah.
a good game. You know,
think
but
that-
people can't see past the.
I think
Mass
they
Effect.
can. If you look at the reviews, what did the review at? Review like 75%, something like that across
Yeah.
the board. So I think
But like,
it's nobody's saying that this game is technically bad. It's doing exactly what EA is doing to all. We're going to talk about Star Wars in a little bit, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah, I've played it.
Don't get me started.
They're just shitting out, just built by committee, average games. Nobody's saying that fucking Andromeda. To be fair, it did have some issues at the start, which you wouldn't expect from a good game, and probably ironed those out now. But I think all the criticism, and certainly my criticism, has very much been in the context of we're talking about one of the greatest trilogies of games of all time, and this is the sequel to it, and it killed the fucking franchise. I don't know why we need to sit here on Twitter
hasn't
saying
killed
how
the
much.
franchise.
Because it's killed the franchise.
It hasn't killed the franchise because Mass
Okay.
Effect fans are so passionate that if they bring another one out, it will still carry on. They haven't killed it. Don't.
oh yeah,
I love the fact
it's-
that Andre is 6 hours into it. You haven't got to the pseudo MMO stuff yet. It's going to play out exactly like
I played all the way through it.
Me too. I enjoyed it.
Fair enough. And you said it's a bad Mass Effect game, so it's going to play out exactly like the last Dragon Age, where it just becomes a fucking go fetch this, go fetch that. Give me 30 of these.
You mean
That's
GameStop's
that.
GameSpot's game of the year? You mean?
Yeah.
Hey, wait a
All
minute.
right, I can't wait to play that.
Mass Effect is
Again,
my
I liked
favorite.
Inquisition. I liked Inquisition.
Mass Effect and
I liked it too.
oh,
I finished it. It's fucking better than Mass Effect. I can tell you that much. At least it started strong and it wasn't broken.
Okay.
the Mass
Yeah,
Effect
but I
Andromeda is
disagree
my
with
favorite
the
Mass Effect game
'cause it's not,
of
it
all
won't be
time.
dead.
First off, I like how you can.
I think EA's going to be dead in like 2 years. So yeah, I definitely think Mass
Oh no,
Effect-
their stock's gone up a lot.
If EA dies, and hopefully, actually, fingers crossed, part of me hopes they do, someone will buy up BioWare anyway.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
hopefully that's what needs to happen.
I mean,
They're
EA
certainly not
makes
going to do anything
more
fucking
money
good with
on,
it.
like, EA makes more money off like their sports games than anything they
Good.
ever make.
Oh
Don't-
yeah,
don't
They're
fucking
not
make
going to
them.
do it.
Go and shit out that dross and leave my fucking franchises alone. You
they make. Do you know they make?
They've killed Dead Space. They've killed Mass Effect. They're trying to
gonna
kill
kill
fucking Star
Titanfall.
Wars. Thank God Disney stepped in and said, "Stop fucking shitting all over Star Wars, you corporate fucking pieces of shit."
And Titanfall, they're gonna kill Titanfall because now they own it.
Yeah, well,
Nah,
who cares?
I don't think
I-
they
I-
will.
I fall into this.
Titanfall is one of my favorite shooters of all time.
Oh, that's right.
Jordan,
Carry on.
Jordan, have you played it?
Yes.
The second one, you beat it?
No, I haven't beaten it. It's good.
Man,
It's
you,
very
ha-
good.
you, ha- you have to. That's the best. I'm telling you, that's my favorite first-person shooter campaign.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
It's so good.
so fucking cool. Like every moment in that, like every like mechanic they introduce, like, it goes away right when it's
I
like.
feel like we say this every week. I know.
I know you have
Who's
to
gonna
play
get
that.
it?
You have
Yeah,
to play
but-
that game. Ben has to play fucking
It's
Walking
not going to be a
Dead.
revelation, is it?
Oh,
It's a
okay.
linear first-person shooter. I'm gonna
No,
fucking,
you play it.
I'm gonna blow my dick off. Who
It's
cares?
gonna blow your dick off. It's fucking.
I'm gonna blow
fantastic.
my dick.
It's the first-person shooter that I've played in a long time that makes you feel like a bona fide badass 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Doom's
Doom.
pretty good, but
Doom
Doom
is just
yeah. The only
On
thing
the
it's
Switch.
the only thing that Doom introduces are different weapons, though. I think, whereas Titanfall just introduces. You even I'm not going to spoil it, but introduces something that changes the whole level. Like it becomes 2 levels. It's so good.
the movement in
travel.
Titanfall 2 is
Oh yeah,
just
you go.
amazing.
You know it.
Yeah.
And the,
All right.
the multiplayer as well is incredible.
The multiplayer.
And
is
it was
like-
released last year, so let's talk about something else.
Yeah. No. Let's go back to talking to Andromeda. Andromeda.
Yeah, happily.
It's a great
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Fucking
as I said before,
incredible game.
my favorite Mass
Andromeda
Effect game
came
I've
out
ever
this
played.
year. I bought Andromeda for $17. It came out this
Wait,
year.
it came
right?
out this year. Oh my god. No, it didn't, did it?
They'd have to fucking
Yeah.
pay me to play that.
Well,
year's been a long
Andre,
year,
I think
if
we
that's
should
the case.
let's leave Andromeda till the Game of the Year talk. I'm sure we'll be
Let's talk
talking
about
about
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
it. No, let's talk about. Speaking of games that came out this year, John, you've been playing Halo 5 and LA Noire and Rocket League.
So
Tell us about this game, Rocket League. What do we need to know? Hey Ben, I heard you played Minecraft for the first time. How's that?
I did earlier. Well, a few weeks ago.
I bought an Xbox One X, and
Why?
I just want to talk to you about the
Why?
The
Why?
latest and greatest video games that I've been playing on it. Here's a breakdown. I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts,
Oh, awesome.
Beyond Good and Evil,
Shitty.
Catherine,
Fucking
Catherine.
incredible.
this game called Deadfall, which was free on their equivalent of like PS Plus Games for Gold. Oh, have you played this Deadfall game?
I have it. I didn't play it.
It's a 360 game. It is a shameless Uncharted clone, but like if Uncharted is A+ in terms of quality, this is like an F-. It's fucking terrible. But it's like the story is a woman archaeologist or something goes to find this guy archaeologist who happens to be a distant relation to a famous explorer. It's literally that. It's that fucking bang on. But then terrible, like really poor presentational values, gameplay, and all that kind of shit. So that was obviously deleted. But it was just interesting how.
Was it bad because it was on the Xbox, or
thing that they're going Uncharted, you know?
Was it bad because it was on the Xbox, or like are there other games on the Xbox that are better quality?
I think it's totally a budget title. I've never even heard of it. So that's the kind of shit that they're pumping out on Games for Gold at the moment. That's really reassuring. I've been playing Fable 2. Fable 3, Fable 2 looks rough on my 4K TV.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, like it does not look good on a 4K TV. I've been playing Halo 5, so that's like the most modern of games that I've been playing on it. And when you play as Master Chief in that game, it's fucking glorious. It feels like what I remember Halo 3 being. If that makes sense. Halo Reach, tell you what, that game looks rough on a 4K TV as well. They need to remaster that or something because probably won't be able to play that. LA Noire, which is, to be fair, is the remaster and looks really fucking good. Like I've got it on PC, but the PC is a really bad port. Whereas this is how if you want to replay that game or play it for the first time, this is how to do it. The remaster it's really fucking good. Lost Odyssey, which is a complete Final Fantasy clone / ripoff, but apparently is really good. Ninja Gaiden Black, which is an original Xbox game, but looks amazingly sharp.
Keep it on PC.
It's so weird that you can play like 360 games and they look fucking terrible, but this game, I don't know whether they've done something with the emulation to kind of bump it up or something, but it looks real fucking sharp. The Perfect Dark remaster, which is fucking awesome. It is so fucking it's so fucking good. So fucking good. I love that game. And I didn't even have an N64 as a kid. But I've always quite liked the look of Perfect Dark, and I played the first couple of levels. It's fucking really good.
Have you played Red Dead then yet?
And yeah, I played Red Dead, which again doesn't look great on a 4K TV. You're kind of not doing that game justice. It blows the art up, and it looks a little rough. But I'm going to play through it before the next one comes out anyway.
It doesn't upscale well, does it? I don't think they haven't upscaled it well to 4K.
No, it just looks blown out.
On my 20-odd inch, monitor, like 1080p monitor, it looked really, really good. That's a shame. Yeah, that's gonna. It runs really well.
I don't know. I'm not technical enough to really know if I was to change my settings in the console to run at 1080, would that make it? I doubt it. That's probably not going to make a difference. I guess in terms of the native output of the console, I guess it's always going to look like that on a big 4K.
No idea.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty fucking. It's pretty jarring, unfortunately. So yeah, terrible purchase decision, but I've made it.
So there you are. For Forza, do you have Forza Horizon 6 or 7, or whatever it's called? That looks good. That's a good looking game.
I'd just play that on the PC, but I just wouldn't play it.
Yeah, play it on PC.
What I've been playing loads of this week is Rocket League on the Switch. Oh my fucking god! Like I was literally 2 weeks ago, I was on this show casting doubt on, I don't know, man, Rocket League on the Switch. Realistically, will you be able to control it that well in handheld mode? I'm somebody that's played like 1,000 hours of Rocket League. I can tell you, it is fucking. I don't know how they've done it. It feels like I feel like I'm playing on a normal controller, on like an Xbox pad or something. It is like for like. I'm scoring the same goals. I'm just as technically proficient as I was playing on PC or console. This is now the new place that I'm going to be playing Rocket League going forwards, which is insane.
But you're not a kid, Jordan. You can only play kid games on a Switch, apparently.
Rocket League is for men. I can promise you that.
It's got football and cars.
Yeah, it's for men. I got like this pom-pom antenna that like flies off to the back.
Yeah.
And when I go really fast, a rainbow comes out. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just started playing Rocket League for this is the first time I ever played Rocket League and it's on the Switch. And man, you know what sucks? I wish I can only play with people who are on the Switch, because the people on computer, Like you can see when they're on a different system, it just says like some weird thing on their names, and they're all so fucking good. And it always teams me up with people playing on the Switch who are so shit.
Children.
What? So yeah.
Children.
So what are you playing? Are you playing ranked or unranked or
I'm playing the regular one, find match, and then
like 3 versus 3?
yeah.
Cool. It should, if you went into ranked, it would that's probably a better one because it'll
Yeah.
put you next to people who have played roughly the same amount of time and to the same kind of level. But yeah, I guess what you probably find is people that are playing on Switch might have picked that game up for the first time, like you, for
Exactly,
instance. So they're not playing all
And
that
I'm
well.
not good,
But
I'm not good at the game either. I'm like jumping the ball. I'm jumping over it. I'm fucking landing on like the top. You know, I'm just like.
are you enjoying it?
I love it. I think it's so much fucking
So
fun.
fucking good. It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
And it's weird because like I think it's doing some incredible stuff. Like you're playing a handheld system against an Xbox and a computer or a PlayStation, I guess, right? It's PlayStation crossplay.
PS4 play
PS.
PC, but
Yeah. Not with the Switch.
nothing else.
So when we're playing on the Switch, you're playing against Switch people and potentially PC and Xbox people. I'll say like there's no getting around it. Even in handheld mode, the game doesn't look great. It's Rocket League. It was never about the looks anyway. But like playing it on my PC, it is crisp. It looks fucking great. On this, if you're looking down the fields, everything is really blurry. Cars, like they've clearly had to do a bit of a shoehorn job in terms of if you're the only car on the screen, the car kind of looks pretty much as you'd expect it to. If there's 3 cars on the screen, for instance, after every match where it shows the winner, the detail on the cars is lowered significantly. So they've had to obviously do some kind of technical job to get this running on the console. But what they've managed to keep is 1, the frame rate pretty much does drop here and there, and 2, just the feel of the game. I just can't believe how much they've managed to successfully transfer this game over to the Switch to the point where, like I said, this is now where I'm going to be playing it. Just because I can wake up or just before I go to bed do a couple of rounds of Rocket League. I was in London this week. I was just playing it in a hotel. I couldn't believe it.
How much space does it take up?
I think it's like 5 gig.
So
like that.
most of it.
It depends. Depends if you've got a memory card in, I guess.
I finally bought a memory cards are super fucking cheap right now. I bought a 126 gig for $20. I was like, all right.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's cheaper than what I paid. In fact, mine's almost full
Yeah, I
because
need
that
to do
stupid
hard
NBA. I'm going to delete NBA. All right, John, you've also played
delete that fucking game.
You also played the new Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. I hear that's
Yeah.
more Horizon.
Holy shit.
Have you
Back to
played it?
Horizon.
No spoilers, please. I'm picking it up next month. I've avoided all spoilers.
So the story starts with
Her dying. She dies.
So there's this
I'm
catastrophe.
super excited for it.
It's literally just more of it. It's the type of DLC where it's not doing anything like crazy. It's outside of the fact that when you enter the new area, it comes up with the kind of logo for the DLC. You wouldn't know this if this is the first time you're playing the game. You would just assume that it's a part of the world. It's that kind of DLC where they've basically just taken the core game and just added another layer on it. And you can, I've got a new Game Plus file. So I was kind of worried that I might have to kind of go through the core game to get to the DLC, but actually you only need to do the first few missions and then you can go there straight away. So whether you're somebody that's playing New Game Plus or whether you're somebody that's got a save, kind of a completionist save, or if you're playing it for the first time, you can pretty much get to it pretty quickly. The whole deal with it is that it's a northern territory. So it adds a fairly large, it's about, compared to the rest of the map, it's probably about a 10th of that overall size. So it adds a new place to the north. For people that have played it, where that big kind of robot was in the landscape.
Yeah.
Like
with all the the arms coming out of it, which turns out to be quite important. So it's there essentially. You just kind of there's a path that's now created there, and you can go through it, and then boom, you're in this new place. It looks stunning. You've got all the kind of new snow effects, the way the Aloy kind of goes through the snow. Sometimes, like I took a picture earlier, she was up to her waist in snow. And it's kind of got all the cool physical stuff around you that you'd expect with a kind of first party PlayStation game. The snow is kind of, I noticed earlier that there's grass underneath the snow. They've actually rendered grass below. It's that type of kind of fucking experience.
I'm so excited.
Insane.
Do they
so good? And
yeah,
like it does introduce I've seen a couple of new robots, but what it also does is add, like in the base game, you've got the what are they? The areas that are like the red areas, which are, forget the terminology that they use,
Corrupted
but like
areas.
the corrupted areas. Yeah, sure. So you kind of got something like that where whatever's happening in this new area is kind of corrupting them, but it's making them stronger, more aggressive, etc. And I've encountered a robot bear, which is fucking huge and really, really daunting, and it's really cool. Like, it introduces it as part of a mission, and then you have to do. There's something you have to do, and the bear is in the way. And when you do what you're supposed to do, there's just an optional objective to take out the bear, or you can just leave, which I appreciated. I had a couple of goes at it, but I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so it fucked me up a couple of times, and I gave up and thought I'd come back to him.
Does it set it up for a sequel? Because I hear this is the only. Because I hear this is the only DLC that they're bringing out.
Well, like it's an interesting balancing act, this DLC, because they can't assume that you've finished the game. You can access it pretty early, so none of the dialogue that I've seen so far really touches on the main kind of mythology. But the core game very much. Let's face it, they don't need a hint. There's going to be a sequel. There's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
But the vanilla game left no doubt in my mind that there's plenty of room for one. I don't think this DLC will necessarily touch on anything like that. It's very much just a bolt-on.
Yeah, what I've heard about this is that it's not actually about the main story. It's entirely about this tribe that you do hear about during the main game. They whisper about it, but you don't hear it. They don't talk about it because it's almost a not talked about thing, and it's all about the tribe rather than what's going on with the monsters.
Yeah, spot on. It's a complete side story, which obviously helps in terms of it doesn't need to refer to the core plot, because, like I said, the game would know, but the developers are not to know where you are in that plot.
Yeah.
And it saves them from locking it off as kind of end game content. So they
Which
can
is
totally
cool.
just sell it.
Yeah.
They can totally just sell it now as like a Game of the Year edition. And just be like, well, this is a part of the game now. It's just a bigger game than it was before. But like, great timing for them. Because it kind of bookends the year now. People are talking about Horizon again, and it seems to be between this and Zelda in people's minds, potentially Mario, I guess.
I haven't shut up about the game.
it's so like I loved it anyway, but going back to it now, it just really reminded me of everything that I loved about it. It's just the combat, it's the way the game looks, it's the way the game feels, it's the writing, it's that main character. She's just so good. She's really, like, I probably didn't realize going through it the first time, but I think there's been a few like award shows that have happened recently, and obviously as we get towards Game of the Year, people are talking about performance, and they're talking about this girl quite a lot and her voice actor. And now that I'm going back through this DLC and redoing the early stages of the game, she is really fucking good. It's quite a subtle performance, but it's a really believable performance.
Yeah.
You know what's so good about her? You know what's so good about her is she's also the voice of Chloe from Life is Strange.
Well, I won't hold that against her. You know, it's not her fault.
She's also in. She's also in
Borderlands.
Adventure Time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just want to give massive props to Guerrilla Games, because to come out from all that they've done, which has always been linear shooters, and make this is just, I think, incredible.
It's outstanding.
No one expected it from Guerrilla Games to come out and make this massive open world with an incredible story when it always made is Killzone and.
That's it.
Yeah, well, that's it, actually, isn't it?
You match, I think they might have made some.
I just think it's incredible for a developer to come out and do that out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I wrote a review for it, and like basically my overall kind of theme was this is the new flagship for PlayStation now. If it, like Uncharted is in hibernation, this is their big thing, and it's going to sell shit. Like if they do this sequel right, it's going to sell.
Oh, they did make a game.
Its initial game sold a lot, but like they could do so much with this. It's so cool. It's fucking robots.
Hey, these guys made the game Shell Shock.
It's just cool.
Shell Shock Nam 67. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, that was the thing they made before Killzone.
Yeah. All right. Final thing that Paddy's been playing: Final Fantasy 15 Comrades. Is that the co-op one?
That's the multiplayer. Yeah.
Is it?
And I guess you could say similar to how Horizon Zero Dawn is more Horizon Zero Dawn. This is more Final Fantasy 15. You know, it's just multiplayer. If you enjoyed the combat and you enjoyed the hunts, there is a story behind it. So I don't know if any of you have played Final Fantasy 15, but
yeah, I finished it. Loved it.
There's a thing called the King's Glaive, which is like the king's personal guard and personal sort of warriors. So it's a sort of a story behind them.
Is the DLC like tacked on, or is it like something separate you have to go through, like in Shadow of Mordor, that DLC, you know, where you had to join it from the main screen?
So it's joined from the main screen. It's because it's a completely different story. With the world in a completely different state. So the main city in the Final Fantasy 15 main game is where you're based, and that's in like to get in. There's like a big gate that you have to open and all that sort of stuff. It's basically just more Final Fantasy 15 gameplay with a sort of it's an all right story.
So is this out now, or is this still in beta?
No, it's out. It's a full release.
This is out now. I've got, so in terms of PS4, I've got the full deal with Final Fantasy 15. So as far as I'm concerned, I should get all the content. Is this something that's included with that?
Yeah. So if you've got the season pass, you'll have this. If not, it's £16, I think.
Have they done? So have they released all like the expansions yet? Then for the guys.
So you've got all of them. You've got Final Fantasy 15, the main game. You've got an add-on level because you played. I think it was chapter 13 where you lose all your powers, which was shit. Yeah. They've redone that in a different way, so you're not doing that anymore. You're now playing as Gladiolus instead, and you're finding Noctis rather than the other way around. So you've still got all your abilities and all your weapons.
So if I was to play through the main campaign again, I wouldn't do that scenario. I would do it from a different perspective, or just.
I don't know how it works because from what I've seen it on the main screen for Final Fantasy 15 is you've got downloadable content, extra content or something, and it has that chapter in there.
I think they just improved the chapter as it was, and then obviously you've got this spin-off chapter. I think
you then got episode Ignis and episode Gladiolus, which are 2 DLC about those 2, and then the third one's coming out soon for Prompto. And then you've got this now, which is already out, which is a separate download. You go to the PlayStation Store.
I'm going to play that game again.
15 comrades, and then
I'm going to play that game again when everything's out. Because the other episodes, are they all like, you know, from the main screen, or is that part of the main game?
Yeah, they're all done for the main screen.
So I love that game, but I just wanted more time in it. I wanted them to give me more time to play in there.
Yes, I agree.
I want a Final Fantasy game that's like 120 hours, 130 hours like they used to be.
I got probably between 35 and 40 hours out of the game.
Yeah, I think I did as well, but I don't know, I just wanted more. I just really, really liked it. I loved it. I'd have played a lot more.
But it is literally a case of if you liked the combat and you liked how the game played, then you'll like this, because it is essentially go out and do hunts. You customize a character, you craft weapons. You can upgrade weapons with different stats, so you can add poison or fire or anything like that. You level up your character.
I played about 40 hours of that game, and I still don't know if I know how to do the combat. I was just kind of bashing buttons, and it was seeming to work. I didn't feel like I had a good grasp of what I was doing.
It works. I find it works either way. Bash the buttons or be a bit more finessed, and it both works. It can. I think it's a very satisfying combat system, and I preferred it to the turn-based of Final Fantasy 15 because that's what always put me off on the Final Fantasy games is the turn-based stuff, because I always found turn-based a bit dull personally.
Persona I like. Well, that's a game.
Yeah, if you like Final Fantasy 15, you like the combat, you'll like this. So, yeah.
I'll wait for them all to go out, but I probably will play through it again. I don't know if because it's coming out on PC as well, and there's going to be mods. And it'd be cool if they have quest mods. If they have quest mods, that'll be like to make it last a bit longer. I'd be tempted to play on there.
Well, they've said that they'll release. You can release whatever you want as long as you're sensible, basically. So they're obviously going to restrict like nudity and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I think there'll be mods you can get on the Nexus, I'm sure. Cindy.
I don't think they're going to do a Bethesda paid mods thing. So, well, I hope they don't, because that's just
no, they won't.
Pretty shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I was just before going to the news games I've been playing. I got Jackbox 4. It's more Jackbox. New games. I think there's one that's come back. I think it's Fibbage, maybe. There's another one on it. There's one that's really boring. There's a couple that are really good. There's one called Break the Internet, which is pretty awesome. You get given a prompt, and you have to. Paddy's so bad that he won that game. You get given like a prompt, and you have to write a comment about it. Just like an innocent comment. Then that comment gets sent to some other player that's playing. So it's an audience participation one, and they've got to. And then it'll tell them, okay, this would be a really inappropriate comment for checking into this location or commenting on this Facebook status or with a headline commenting on an article called this. So you might say, "What's your opinion of snakes?" And you'll be like, "Oh, they're really scary and I hate them." And then you'll be like, "Hey, where are we?" Put that like then you've got to make a headline or for somebody who's written this. And you'll be like, "Oh, black people," and like you can. And like the most inappropriate and offensive things usually win, and
It's great.
Yeah, it lets you be really evil. But I was playing that last night, quite drunk, and I've never had so many people watching the stream like without any hosts or anything. It was just so many people coming in and joining in the terrible humor and the awful music that people were requesting.
Oh God!
Yeah, Paddy unfortunately upset someone last night.
Yeah.
Somebody was watching I had song requests on. They're like, "Can I request SoundCloud?" I was like, "Well, it's my own music." I thought, "Oh, okay then." And it was just dreadful.
I ended up banning him.
Yeah, I thought Rosie banned. We came up with, but it was.
Rosie banned him, yeah, but she was like, "Oh, should I let him back in?" I was like, "No, don't."
No, yeah.
He's being a dick. So.
It's like hardcore techno EDM music. It was dreadful. Oh,
that's not a bannable offense, but the way he was speaking to people, I was like, "Yeah,
should be." That's super.
It was awful.
Also, I've been playing a game called Gang Beasts, which has been in early access since like 2013, which is great fun. To be honest, you could play as a group of people, and you just got to you're like a bear or something, or some kind of blob, like a morph character, and then you can dress them up in whatever. But it's a multiplayer game where you have to throw people off whatever you're playing.
You talked about that last week.
Did I? I played more of it.
You literally gave us that explanation too, I think.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. Oh, I'm getting old. It's still really good. It's still fun. It's still broken. One day it'll come out on something else.
Switch.
Switch. I've been playing on my Switch. I played it at SteamWorld Dig 2 still. Good game. Nier. I played Nier Automata. That's like my main game this week, which is very, very messed up. It's cool to look at, I think. I know Paddy's not a massive fan of the colours. I like it though. It floods in whatever colour. If you're in a green area, it floods you with loads of greens. It's a bit like Firewatch in that way.
No, it floods you with one shade of green.
Oh, I don't know. Then in the I really liked it. And it's very artsy, very Japanese. You run around and your skirt flips up and you can see the lady's underpants, and I like it. It's a bit like Mario, the combat. Like you can start attacking things, you're going in the midair, and then you can do a diving headbutt into the ground. Can do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Mario.
And you can
It's the
throw.
story just like Mario.
You can throw your sword, and it spins and comes back to you. So it's
you
pretty.
jump on the sword though.
I know that's the only thing.
Then it's a flawed game, clearly. Yeah.
That'll be the next thing. But I like it. It's an open world game. It's like an open world game, as if someone with messed up head had created one, because it's not like a traditional story like Assassin's Creed. It's very.
Assassin's Creed is a traditional story.
Yeah, like go fetch this, go do
you
that.
just play a future person going into his memories or his DNA and living through.
Yeah, but like, gotta kill these people, kill that person, go there, kill that person. There's nothing that's like, whoa, this is mental. This is mental. Wow, there's a naked guy I'm starting to fight now. Whoa, now there are two naked guys, and it's hitting every button. But I like it. The music's awesome. The gameplay feels really cool to play. It's artsy, which I do like in a game, and
I just think it's overrated. I think it's overrated personally.
Ooh.
See, I play this game, and loads of people come into the chat and like, "This is my game of the year. This is my game of the year." And I'm like, I can understand why. I don't have a massive urge to go and play more of it. I will do. I'll try and finish it because there's like 26 endings, I think. I got one. In fact, I got one of the endings by eating mackerel.
8 of them that matter.
Yeah, I ate a mackerel and it killed me, and that was an ending apparently. But there's like, I think there are 6 that matter. Like the first 3 are about 4 or 5 hours long, the playthroughs, maybe a bit longer, and then they're like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So I don't know what the others are like.
I want to play that game. Once I buy a PlayStation, I'll fucking play it.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's not a system seller. Just be aware.
No. Yeah. But I liked it. I played Star Wars Battlefront 2. I have Origin access.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was gonna say you didn't buy it, did you? I was gonna
No.
take off.
I have Origin access, mainly for games like Mass Effect, Sims, and Titanfall that I can just play whenever I want. And it's €3 a month, so I pay for that. Plants vs
I'm
Zombies.
not gonna play, but hey, EA, I'm not gonna play your game.
Don't think I ever said
Minutes
that.
later.
As I said before on Twitter, I said I wouldn't buy the game, and I haven't bought the game. I played it for an hour and thought, I'm getting the same feeling as I played when I played the first one, which is good at that time, I suppose, because it was new. And I think I got bored of the first one after about 6 hours, whereas this one I got bored after about 1 hour. And like, there's cards and crafting. Like, why
Awesome.
would you want to craft a card? You like, these cards give you special bonuses and benefits playing in the game, and you can craft a card. No.
EA are very clever though. If you've
Yeah, they're
noticed,
visionaries.
they're very clever in the way they word their statements, because they've turned off microtransactions,
Yeah, for
but
now.
he said temporarily.
Yeah.
So it's all going to come back, and they're scumbags, and I hate them because this is one of my most anticipated games, because I thought they can't screw it up more than they did the first one, which obviously I was wrong.
Oh, I'm kind of glad of this reaction. I think they've done a great deal of harm to their own, to a shitty practice. So it's so highlighted now that I think future, like I think actually this furore that's caused when Titanfall 2 or Titanfall 3 eventually comes out, I don't think they'll do like paid loot boxes. I hope.
God,
It looks
that
good
would
and
be
sounds good though.
fucking-
We'll give them that. It looks and sounds great. Give them that much.
Yeah, but it feels like you shoot and you die and then you're still waiting. You're waiting for like 10 seconds sometimes to reload in. I want a game like Call of Duty where I can just go straight back in. Or a game like Rainbow Six where you're watching other people, you're eliminated and you're taking a lot more time. But I mean, it should be more like a Call of Duty game, I think. Really fast paced, straight in there. Not like, oh, now you can be this kind of guy, or you can be this Chewbacca or whatever. No, it's boring.
It's too complicated for you. I get it.
Yeah, that's
It is. Crafting cards, no. And also, I'm not waiting 10 seconds to go back into a game.
And they've done it in Need for Speed as well. Done the whole
Oh,
card thing.
yeah. They fucking ruined Need for Speed too. Holy shit. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still got
I
the
think
Sims,
they've
Maybe EA isn't as good as Jordan keeps saying they are. It's
though.
so weird.
They've got the Sims 4
Yeah,
still.
Titanfall 2.
There's rumours that go around though that they're going to stop doing the yearly Madden and the yearly
FIFA.
FIFA.
I don't think that will ever
No.
happen.
They
make
make.
so much money.
Do
I
you
mean,
know
I don't care because I don't play either of them, but yeah, there's
Yeah, me
rumours going
neither.
around there.
don't they make something like half a
I
trillion?
can go like service based with those things and just make like
Mm.
I've always thought something like a FIFA,
Everything.
like a Madden, just makes way more sense to have a platform and you update that monthly as opposed to yearly and get people paying a subscription fee. There's more money in that than releasing one game a year. But
In the last. Do you know what? In the last year, EA stocks have gone up from 78 to 108. Whatever that means, but it's on a down. Right, in the last 5 days, it's taken a drop. When the
because of Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
on and up because they're being more aggressive with the monetization of their products. But like if you're buying stock in a company, you're doing it because you know that company's going to be making money in the short term. They're not looking at long term. Like that. I think that company's in trouble. It's not doing anything well. It's not doing. It's trying to do the service stuff. We know it's not doing that well because it's fucking completely blown up on them this week. There's got to be a lot of angry people in the video game industry right now based on what EA have done because other
And
people are
their
trying to do it. Yeah. And Disney, like other people are trying to be kind of subtle about it and try and do it in a way that makes everybody happy. They've just completely fucked it up, and then they're not prepared to do the single player stuff either, because they think that doesn't reap any rewards for them. But they're basing that on the back of fucking up Dead Space, releasing a bad Dead Space and fucking it up so Can in the studio, releasing Titanfall 2 and it didn't really do the numbers that they wanted, but they put it in the middle of loads of other high-profile first-person shooter releases, fucking up Mass Effect Andromeda because it was nothing like a Mass Effect game.
great game,
It was actually good, which is kind of
unlike other Mass Effect games.
No,
Hey, Mass Effect Andromeda is the only Mass Effect I've managed to finish, so it must be good.
Oh, Jordan, did you hear last week's podcast? Hopefully not.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
thought
totally
we,
get it, yeah.
I thought we, were, I thought we were opening
Yeah, I
with
watched
corrections.
that on the way home. I laughed a lot.
I thought we were going to get some corrections at the beginning of the show today.
Yeah, I was afraid.
It was a fucking 2 hours worth of corrections. There was nothing right about it. That's the problem. I could have come in at the start of the show and said, "Yeah, you're right about 1, 2, and 3 things."
It should have been, yeah. These are the things you said that were right. But yeah,
You were right when you said they released 3 Mass Effects. Now let me tell you where you were wrong.
they actually released 4.
Everything else.
It was a
EA's
good game. It killed the franchise, so I'm glad that you liked it. It's not even playing
EA,
more of it.
EA are a company now for people who like big name franchises rather than and buy games for those rather than actual sort of gamers.
But just
Yeah.
just imagine if EA had put Star Wars Battlefront 2 as free to play. And kept those loot boxes in, free to
They could have,
play.
honestly,
That
I
would have
thought
It would
been.
still be a broken game, and people would still hate it.
I don't think it's broken though, is
the
it?
box thing is just broken.
I think more people would like it. Everyone would like it if it was free to play, because the model at which you had to unlock these the higher characters like the Darth Vaders and the Darth Mauls, well, it came out to be like it'd take you like 40 hours of like playing that game to be able to unlock one of them, and that's if you don't buy any loot crates. Like it's a free to play model.
Well, I told you, I
It's
You
played.
can remove all. You
Yeah.
can remove all of this stuff, and it's still fucking mediocre. Now I know you guys like to just lap up this mediocre EA shit, but it's still the first game was fucking terrible. This game
I agree with you.
is really
I don't know where
terrible
you're
too.
coming from with this.
Take all the microtransaction bullshit out of it. It's still a really fucking shit average game, and it doesn't deserve the amount of conversation that's around it.
I agree
shit
completely. I
average
don't know what you're.
game.
I play.
Yeah,
I,
I don't know. We're on your side, Jordan.
yeah.
Relax.
I hear terrible things about the campaign as well. In fact, I saw someone playing it, and it was Luke Skywalker just using his lightsaber to open some boxes or some crates and
so
smashing
I'm
crates.
a massive Star Wars fan, and I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I'm massively let down by it. Massively
yeah.
let down by it.
Star Wars: The Old Republic. Play that.
In fact, I've been playing. Here's another one I forgot to mention. I've been playing on my laptop. Is Star Wars Battlefront 2
The
Original.
original.
old multiplayer again because they re-enabled it,
That's awesome.
and it's incredible.
I think
It's got
crazy.
space battles. You can land on a ship and run into a ship and blow up the internals on an enemy ship while shooting enemies, and it's just
what you want.
incredible. I don't know why they just didn't take that model and update it. That's all they needed to do to make the perfect Star Wars game.
I want them to explore another era like they did with the Old Republic. Bring out more Old Republic games, but they don't
Yeah,
because
it's not
they
canon anymore.
yeah,
Everything
they
has
said-
to be canon now.
Yeah,
But there's so much stuff that shouldn't
I-
be canon that they've put it is
yeah.
canon.
Mm.
Should we
I
go to the
wish they put-
news?
I wish they did go through and release Star Wars 1313. That would have been good.
Yeah.
That would
Let's
be
go into
nice.
the news because we're kind of melting into there right now
Yeah.
with all this. Oh, it's
Play
the
the music.
news.
Start spreading the news.
Click, 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 play.
Click, click, play news. Click, click, play the news. Jordan, what's in the news this week? Do you wanna unmute yourself?
Sorry, I was eating crisps.
Oh, not a euphemism.
So it's award season. We've just had the Golden Joystick Awards. So I'm going to
Ooh.
run you through what.
Don't be
This
racist.
award show.
Just because. Can I just say? I know I don't think it won, but how many nominations Edith Finch had was amazing. Like pretty much every category, it was
Yeah.
Edith Finch. I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. It got it some
Always the
recognition.
bridesmaid. So at the Golden Joystick Awards, best storytelling was Horizon Zero Dawn, which I would agree with. I think it's got a really good
Boo.
story.
Yeah, didn't grab me.
Shut up,
You
Andre.
fucking played it, Andre. Anything Matt
Finch.
Wrong is a good game.
I said so far.
It grabbed.
Yeah, six
The story of Horizon didn't grab me until halfway through.
Yeah, but you're wrong too.
Oh, okay.
Next award, best visual.
Can we
Do
guess?
you want to guess? As
Can
I
we-
go
yeah,
along?
yeah. Let's
How about
guess.
you, Simon?
Yeah.
Best visual design.
PUBG,
Zelda.
Edith Finch.
Nia,
No. Cuphead.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh, John, I bet you love
Best
being able to
audio.
play. Do you love being able to play Cuphead in
Audio.
4K?
Some war game, Battlefield 1 or no,
No.
that came out last year.
PUBG.
Nope.
Star Wars.
It's Breath of the
Yakuza.
Wild, surprisingly, which
Really?
was the audio that stand out in that game?
Oh, I
Yes.
mean it had like that thing that changed the music where I forgot. It had
No,
something special about its music.
It did.
forget what it
Witcher
was.
3.
It's weird. It didn't when I was playing it, and then I went to play. I played Zelda recently because I wanted to see what the Xenoblade thing was. So now it seems like it's a lot of effort. But I loaded it up and I was like, oh, all this music. I remember it, and it just brought back some great memories. It is actually, it's subtle. It's not in your face like Nier.
Best gaming performance.
Oh, Chloe,
Oh, that's-
Life is
oh,
Strange.
Hellblade. Chloe from
Yeah,
Life is Strange.
It's got to be Hellblade, isn't it? Surely.
Do you mean like as a character, as a?
I wish
think-
you'd give us the options.
The
I think
main
it's
character is
Horizon.
Hellblade.
I haven't got the options. I only know the winner, so I can't.
I bet it's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Or
It's a
Aloy.
weird category. Yeah, it's Ashley Birch for
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
For
Best,
Chloe.
best indie game.
Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Nope.
What?
Edith
Really?
Finch.
Cuphead indie.
Yeah, Cuphead's indie.
Edith Finch.
Wasn't it public? Nope.
No idea.
You're never gonna get it. Friday the 13th.
Oh what?
Yeah, it's a-
Oh,
Oh my
God.
God.
Best multiplayer game.
Why is that
PUBG.
classified as an indie game? But okay.
Destiny
It's gonna be
2
PUBG, isn't it?
or PUBG.
PUBG.
Yeah.
PUBG. Yeah, it's PUBG.
Even though it
That's-
hasn't been released this year, but we'll ignore that.
yeah, that
Studio
was
of the year.
Nintendo.
Guerrilla
It's
Games.
Nintendo. It's Nintendo.
It's gotta be
Nintendo
Nintendo.
EPD. What's EPD?
Estimates
East Pacific. No.
Eating
idea.
pies
Uh,
dramatically.
I got like esports play of the year and all this, but we'll forget all the esports bollocks. Best
Dota.
streamer.
Biggest
Oh,
Bennus.
fucking
Not
respect.
disrespect.
Biggest Bennus.
Markiplier. Oh my god. What a
No,
word.
don't disrespect.
Streams? Oh, okay.
Who's he?
Who is Markiplier?
Never heard
He's
of him.
some fucking guy, some YouTube
He's
guy.
some vlogger. I only thought he was a vlogger that did YouTube. I thought that's all he did.
Yeah,
He's a
vloggers are the worst.
Well, it's best streamer / broadcaster, so maybe.
Oh,
Dick and Dom.
Best esports game of the year.
Overwatch.
PUBG.
Yes, Overwatch.
Oh,
Uh,
That was
handheld
telegraphed.
or mobile game of the year.
Clash of
Mario
Clans. No. Clash of Kings or Clans or King of
Bear in mind, it
Clans.
could be bear in mind, it could be a handheld console also.
Oh, Zelda,
Breath of the Wild?
I don't think they're included in Switch. It's Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a bit
Catch
cruel.
Me Fun. Best Nintendo game of the year.
Oh, really? There's a category? Oh, it's going to be Zelda.
Zelda.
Best
yeah.
PlayStation game of the year.
Horizon.
Yeah,
Funny.
Yakuza
So,
0.
yeah, it's Zelda for Nintendo, right? Fucking up there, one of the best games of all time. Horizon Zero Dawn fucking just blew the doors off. Best Xbox game of the year.
Cuphead.
Forza.
Yeah.
Also, Cuphead.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure I played that on my
it's a
PC.
console, isn't it? That's all it is.
And you can play it on PC as well. Brilliant. PC game of the year.
PC.
Overwatch.
PUBG.
PUBG.
Yeah.
Critics' Choice Award.
PUBG.
No.
Hellblade.
No.
Edith Finch.
Chloe. Life is Strange.
No.
Yakuza
Horizon.
0. Oh, Persona 5.
No.
Persona 5.
No. It's
Uh,
Breath of the
Mario.
Wild, you dicks.
Of course.
Oh, God,
Wow.
forgetting.
Breakthrough Award is Ashley Birch.
Zelda.
Again, so you
Yes.
can say that's Life is Strange if you want to.
Yay, Life
Ho-
is Strange again.
Final Fantasy got inducted to the Hall of Fame. What do you think the most wanted game was?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption.
No.
What?
No. because these
Destiny
people have
2.
tastes. No.
Destiny 2 DLC.
Most wanted game.
Yeah.
What?
Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Ah,
Good
yeah.
shout.
Second best game of all time.
What game?
Lifetime
What?
achievement for Last of Us 2.
Oh,
Last of Us 2.
yeah, boring.
Sequel to the best game of all time. They gave a Lifetime Achievement Award to Sid
Spoon.
Meier.
Oh, okay.
These Civilization
And the
games.
ultimate game of the year was Zelda, as you can imagine. So,
Yeah.
My God, PUBG didn't win the game that wasn't released this year.
Hey,
I think
my
that's
win
really
hours.
funny. The Cuphead was Xbox Game of the Year. Nothing against
Yeah.
Cuphead, but lol. And staying on that theme, the Video Game Awards nominations are now live. So you can vote every day, which I'm not going to do, but I voted once just to put my piece in. So I'll take you through the categories. You've got Game of the Year. That's Zelda,
Jay.
Mario,
Oh.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zelda.
Persona.
I'm
Why is
surprised to see
PUBG even in
Persona
there?
5 in there.
Persona
I
5
really
is a great
disagree with
game.
PUBG being even nominated
I really think PUBG.
because it's not a full release game.
Yeah.
So why is it even in there? It's still in beta.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with betas being in there. I don't know why that's a rule.
The
I
fact that
guess.
people can play it now, and it's.
Yeah.
I
the
think we
lines are so
should.
blurred with that stuff now. Like
When it comes to our like Game of the Year podcast, are we going to allow PUBG to be mentioned?
It's not going to be mentioned because I don't give a fuck about it.
We're bringing Manny back
Like
for that show.
in this digital world, I see no reason why a game like PUBG, which everybody has been talking about non-stop for the last year, wouldn't be in consideration.
It's a game that more
the problem with
people play than pretty much any other game on Steam, so I think it's worthy
I'm
of being
surprised
on
to see
there.
Persona 5 in there. Like obviously the other four are pretty much what you would expect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have necessarily ever seen Persona. Like that's clearly the dark horse. I can't see that winning, but
No, I really like it from what I've played. I've only
yeah,
played
I think
like 15, 20 hours.
great. It's gonna be. I didn't even finish it. And it'll be in my top 10.
Yeah.
Do you think it's too niche though to win?
I don't think it can win. I'm just trying to
Japanese
think
people
of
can
what
vote,
else.
can't they?
I think those top four write themselves. I'm just trying to think what maybe there is nothing else that is on that
Neo.
level. But it's been such a good year. Like
Yakuza 0.
Yeah, Neo's quite niche.
Devil Weaver's come up with a few games that were good that came out this year. Little Nightmares, I love that one. There's some DLC out for it as well. Undertale, oh god, don't tell Mellum.
Undertale.
I don't think that came out
Best
this
game of the
year.
year.
Best game direction. So this is awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Edith Finch.
So this is specific games. So Wolfenstein 2, which I can totally understand kind of why they would go with that. Resident Evil 7.
Yes, although
I
it's
get that.
innovative, it hasn't just gone back to old school roots.
Shut up.
What 7?
Yeah, doesn't it go back to old school Resident Evil?
No, not really. Like it's first person.
Old school Resident Evil sucked dick, and this game is actually all right.
Oh, I like.
We
Yeah, I
played
like
Resident
the
Evil
new
2.
I don't think
played all the
Wolfenstein's
Resident Evil.
particularly. Wolfenstein's not particularly hasn't rewritten anything. It's just another first-person shooter.
It's like Wolfenstein
I
1,
think
but
the-
on steroids.
Oh,
Isn't
Or
it?
has been ingenuitive or anything like that.
I don't. Yeah, I'd agree from a gameplay perspective. I think the story and cinematic stuff is pretty fucking. To me, it's groundbreaking.
Yeah, fair enough.
I haven't seen any games go where they went. There's one moment that I'm going to talk
Especially
about.
this year. Yeah.
Yeah, in
I need
the
to
game
finish
of the
that
year
game.
stuff. There's just one part of that game where it just fucking. I think it's
No
awesome.
spoilers.
That they got the cheek to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna have loads of spoilers.
Legend of
at the,
Zelda's in there, which I understand. I think everyone's
Yeah.
kind of agreed that
yeah,
that's got a
I'd
big
vote for
impact
that.
on the industry and for the better. I would hope.
Hope so.
Super Mario Odyssey now, best game direction. Like it's
No,
I don't know.
it's great.
What is
but
that game doing? Like it's
2D bit?
I get that it's in terms of like in the limited scope of what I guess it's the same for Resident Evil, I suppose. Like Resident Evil isn't going to really inspire any other games, I don't think. But like this just seemed like like they've done it really well, but it seemed like the logical thing for them to do with Mario, and I don't think that really will have a knock-on effect for the rest of the industry. It's just a fucking stellar Mario game, but
I think
know.
it's like the only good 3D platformer that came out this year. I can't think of any other ones. That's the thing.
the genre's dead, to be fair.
Ratchet and Clank was
I feel
last
like
year.
That game
And then Horizon Zero Dawn is in there.
boring.
Uh,
Fuck it.
What was the description? What's the description for the
So
that
it's
type
for
of that part?
So for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
That's a big.
You see, that's
trophy.
why I think Horizon Zero Dawn wins that for me,
Really?
Yeah.
hands
That's the
down,
weakest, I think.
because it's come from a company that's done nothing but corridor first-person shooters.
Yeah, I think the
They've come out and
yeah
made an
From like a
outstanding
top-
design game.
from a top-down level, like the way they've designed the game is pretty off-the-shelf kind of open world. Assassin's Creed, all those types of games. But for me, yeah, the design element of the robots, how they integrated those into the worlds, how just everything is seamless within it. I think it belongs in this category. I would assume that I would imagine not necessarily that I
Zelda.
agree, but I reckon this will be between Zelda and probably Wolfenstein.
I think
I would guess, but who
Zelda gets it.
Best narrative. So we've got What Remains of Edith Finch,
Yeah.
Nier, Hellblade, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
What was the thing again?
Hellblade.
Before the storm.
Hellblade.
Horizon for me there.
What's this again? What was the category?
Best narrative.
Persona.
Edith
I think
Finch.
Nier might pull a bit of a dark horse move there because
Yeah.
a lot of people love it and they love that game for the narrative.
Jordan,
Yeah.
I will bet you $20 or 20 quid. I'll buy you a fucking quid or whatever the fuck that
It's gone
Edith
Irish.
Finch wins. There's no way Edith Finch doesn't win that.
I
It
I'd
deserves
love
it.
Hellblade
But...
to win that because Hellblade, the narrative behind it, but the problem is it's such a, again, niche game that I don't think enough people have played it. But just the idea behind the mental health and everything, I think it should win that personally, but I don't think it will.
And it's probably worth keeping in mind that at least I doubt it's all of it, but a certain portion of this is done by public vote. So yeah, being a niche game is going to go against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It deserves it, I
Um,
think.
Best art direction. So we've got Destiny 2, which I very much disagree with.
Yeah.
Cuphead, which you can totally understand that.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Cuphead.
Persona 5, I think, yeah, absolutely belongs in that category. And Horizon Zero Dawn.
Cuphead.
So I think it's a little bit of a mixed bag with Horizon. Like I love the machines. I love the world underneath the planet. I think the tribes seem a little bit off to me. But
I
overall,
didn't
awesome.
I didn't like the art direction in Horizon. It didn't seem very well. It didn't seem artsy. It just seemed like it was all thrown in at once. I mean, sometimes at night it looks cool, but during the day it just feels like it's all lots of browns, greens, whites, bits everywhere.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, it's a game in a massive open world with mountains and trees, so that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. There weren't
I
any
think
areas
it's
where I
the
thought
best
this
looking
looks
game
amazing.
on consoles. Full stop.
Really?
But that's from a technical perspective.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
From an
Definitely
art direction.
bad one.
Yeah.
They
Art
could-
direction, it looks like The Witcher in that it
Yeah, it looks
tries
like
to look very realistic.
I think
Well, I
for me,
think The
this category,
Witcher-
like, I think Cuphead is a natural fit for this category, but at the same time, it's pulled its art direction completely from a particular type of cartoon. So there's not a hell of a lot. Like, it's impressive what they've done, but they've basically riffed off something. So I think Persona 5 is fucking gorgeous.
But they
That's
ripped off
definitely the
Persona
most
4.
unique.
I want to play that
those.
game more.
But I'm
I
voting
think-
for Destiny 2, so
Really?
Okay.
I think he's trolling. No, I'd vote for Cuphead because it's new. I know it's new for a game to be like that. Of course, there were cartoons like that in the past, but I can't think of any game that had that style.
Yeah.
Best score or music. So Destiny 2, I actually really dug the music in Destiny 2.
I
It was
voted
standout.
for Destiny 2 for that.
Yeah.
Real fucking strong. I need to check today. Actually, is the soundtrack on Spotify because that's a piece of classical music I'd happily listen to. Cuphead. Yeah. So that does have a lot of like original songs in it, doesn't it? Which I
Yeah,
appreciate.
it's all jazz too, and jazz. Everyone likes to pretend they like jazz. All
Such
of
a
sudden.
hipster, Andre.
I love jazz.
Nier,
Jazz
which does
or-
have some
oh,
really fucking
with an
good music in it.
Nier. I mean, Nier's
Legend of
music
Zelda,
is.
again, I'm not getting where this obsession with
like
Zelda's
it.
music comes
The
from.
music
I
is
can't remember
incredible.
any music from.
You will when you
Because
load
it's that
when you load
good.
Zelda up again. You'll be like, oh, you'll bring back memories.
Zelda's never been about the music, has it?
No.
Think
There's
about
some good, like, there's some good melodies in it and stuff, but like I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it in this
But
category.
Destiny 2 gave me goosebumps at certain
Yeah,
points.
totally.
It's
It's
Oh,
that one.
absolutely
There's
incredible.
one song in it which is outstanding, and then
I-
Super Mario, which I understand, it's got some. That's got some.
Oh
really
yeah.
cool shit.
I think Nier though
About
is just a
Zelda,
bit too
it's like-
much.
Wait, what?
Like,
Persona 5 is in this category as well. There's
yeah,
6.
I think Nier is a bit
Yeah, I
too.
agree.
Like the music is always, it's just constant. It's really good music, but they never take a break. Whereas Zelda, there's lots of times where there's just no music and it's pretty chilled. But with Nier, it's just constant. That's another amazing game, by the way, Neo.
There's stuff like I don't think you've got to the point yet where you'll see some of the musical stuff that Nia does. Like, have you met like the kind of weird robot creatures and stuff yet?
Yeah. I've met the two naked men and the dead
No,
aliens.
not them. So like
Okay.
you would have like the kind of generic looking robot guys that have like a little town and stuff.
Yeah, the ones,
No.
the French ones, where they're always surrendering.
Yeah, have you seen have you done the opera boss, for instance? If I said that,
Yes, in the theme
Cool.
park.
So, so
Yeah.
like there's.
It's
I
nuts.
think Nia definitely belongs in this category for
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And like I said, Persona's in there as well. That tends to be that kind of really upbeat Japanese stuff that the titles are known for, and it's the same in Catherine as well. Very similar. Best audio design. So again, you've got Destiny 2 in there. You've got Hellblade, Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario.
Hellblade.
What do I need to play Hellblade? People keep talking about it. We've got Drex in the chat saying we'll talk about Hellblade, and I'm not sure if it's on.
The audio is absolutely incredible in that game. Absolutely incredible. Just the way that the voices work, and that you've got to wear headphones for them. You have to wear headphones because it's 3D.
It's almost a mechanic of the game, isn't it?
Is it artsy? Because if it's artsy, I'll add it.
There's nothing in the game telling you where to go, but these voices in your head are giving you hints and telling you, "Oh, look over there. What's over there?
It's like real
oh,
life
she's going
thing.
mad. Oh, she looked at this." And just the audio in it is amazing. Absolutely incredible.
I've added it to my wish list. I'll get it in the winter sale. The sound is orgasmic, says Drex. Now, Drex in the chat, his voice is orgasmic. If you've ever listened to his stream.
But it is,
like
if you're easily affected by mental health issues or anything like that, then don't play it, because it affects you in a way of if you know someone who's been through mental health issues, or you're going through that yourself, then it does affect people, and it does warn you at the start. If you suffer from, I think it says if you suffer from schizophrenia or anything like that, don't play it.
I'm not.
It goes where
Bennus.
games don't go, because actually it's taking something very serious and addressing it in a way that no one else has done before in gaming, and I think it's a brilliant way of doing it.
Okay, I might play that game now. I've added it to my wish list. When it's €10, I'll get it.
Best performance.
It comes on the Switch.
So that's Melina Juergens, who's the lady in Hellblade. You've got Laura Bailey, who is in Uncharted. She played Nadine. Claudia Black, who's also from Uncharted, playing Chloe. Brian Bloom, who plays BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah.
Ashley Birch, who is Aloy in Horizon.
No, she's... although she isn't in the new Life is Strange.
It's Chloe.
Yeah.
It's Brian Bloom in movies, because I recognise his face when I looked at it.
He looks like he could be, but I don't know.
I got to Google it.
Games for Impact. So this will be all the
This
Zelda.
is my favorite category.
thought-provoking stuff. Please Knock on My Door. Games, never heard of it. Night in the Woods. So what's the impact of that one? I didn't realize there's a connotation to that. What's the?
I don't know. Something about going home.
Are we going through all these categories? Because I can see there's like 30.
Yeah.
Including best Chinese
we'll
game. Can we go through the best Chinese game?
If it gets silly, we'll stop. Life is Strange is in there.
Fuck yeah, boy.
What's the impact in Life is Strange? Don't be a shitty teenager.
It's okay to be a lesbo, is what the game is about.
Okay to be a lesbo.
It's fine to be a lesbo, just don't be a feminist.
Yeah.
There's one called Bury Me, My Love, which I know is about
so good.
refugees. What Remains of Edith Finch? Again, fucking impact. That's mental health, I guess, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is, though.
And then Hellblade, obviously.
JP's mentioned in the chat. Where is Night in the Woods?
He was on that list.
Was it on that list? Oh, I wasn't listening. Oh.
Is that the cat one, where you play as a cat or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I was surprised that it's a game for impact. Does the cat get raped?
No, I think the cat. The cat goes away and somehow comes back to his old town, and all the people have moved on or something like that. It sounds really good. I really wanna play that.
So Life then. Best ongoing game. So like games for services stuff. Warframe that we talked about earlier. So fair play to that. Rainbow Six Siege. Overwatch is in there. Grand Theft Auto Online, which is incredible if you think about it. Destiny 2. I don't think that's
ongoing. It's definitely ongoing.
And PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds
will win.
Shouldn't be in there.
Mobile game, I won't cover that because they're all boring. Best handheld game. Again, who cares at this point?
Zelda.
VR, we've got Super Hot, Star Trek, Lone Echo, Farpoint, and Resi 7.
No one really cares.
Resi
7. I reckon Resi will win that because it's probably the only proper VR game. Best action game, Prey, Neo, Destiny 2, Cuphead, Wolfenstein 2. And then it's just getting into these kind of subcategories that we probably don't need to go
Neo
through.
needs to win that.
So yeah.
Has anyone played Prey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Prey.
I enjoyed it.
It's fucking awesome.
I
I've
enjoyed
always
it
looked at it,
for
but never
like,
actually thought I might pay it.
I enjoyed it for about 10 hours. I got to a fake ending, and the fake ending kind of gave away the story, so I stopped playing.
Oh, okay.
Did you fight a nightmare, John? Was it a nightmare?
Fight a nightmare.
The really, because I was playing it once and I just went back to this normal area where you're like where there's a big elevator, like a big open space. It's like just a hub area. Sometimes there's enemies there and you kill them and that's it. But I just went there once and there was this absolutely huge monster, massive black monster. I think it's called a nightmare. I just been like, holy shit! I have to run for my life now. I was terrified. So good.
Isn't that just part of the story that big fucker turns up?
I wasn't expecting it when he turned up, so I just ran.
It wouldn't be 10 hours in though, like that, like right at the end of the game that happens. So I have no idea what you're talking
Maybe
about.
it was near the end.
Is it a horror game or not?
Yeah, I'd say.
Or is it more of a pseudo horror game, like there's jump scares and stuff? But it's
Thriller.
On the same kind of level as original Bioshock, I would say.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're in a lift at one
Too.
point and the lights go out and then the lights come on and there's a monster in there with you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say horror game, but it could be tense, definitely. But you're well equipped. Cool. So next bit of news: there's going to be new Stardew Valley content, which will be single player content, and it'll be updated along with the multiplayer patch.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's Andre spaffing over his
Ow!
mic there.
So
Yeah.
I don't think there's any more detail. What's the deal with the multiplayer? So is the multiplayer not out yet? Is it?
No.
From reading that,
I thought it was
how's the
supposed.
multiplayer going to work?
I have no idea, but I fucking can't wait. I still play that game every morning. I wake up and I do like 2 days, and I'm like, all right. I fucking love that game. I'm about to catch up to where I was in my original playthrough
Ooh.
of that game, which is awesome because I am way better. Like, I feel like if I were to restart that game a third time, I would be I would be incredible. I make so much fucking money now. It's awesome.
Quick question from me about that game, right? So
Yeah.
I own that game on
No,
the
you would
Switch.
hate it because it's too happy, and you like sad, depressing shit like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Speaking
Well,
of which, what's the story in Dark Souls? You said
Are
no
you fucking
story.
serious? Are you
Oh, I'm
fucking
sorry. Oh, the Goliath set a curse upon the witches.
You-
of
Are you seriously coming for Dark Souls when it comes to story? Dark Souls is basically literature when it comes to stories. I know you love YouTube.
It's
Go type Dark Souls story into YouTube and watch like an hour-long video that's going to explain.
Trust me,
You do the same for
love
Destiny,
not in
though.
the game though. These
The
are
lore
some
behind
fucking-
it is
It is
in
in
the
the
game.
game. How the fuck else do they know about it? It's not in books. Is it? It's not these EA games that you fucking eat up. We have books and all this shit with the story. in.
What
Fuck-
EA games do I eat
Can I-
up?
Mass
like
Effect
Andromeda,
Andromeda,
Andromeda
you piece of
too.
shit.
I want to say something about Dark Souls. I hate Dark Souls game. I can't play it, but I watch videos on the lore on YouTube.
Those
But I
videos
can't
are
play. I
good.
don't like the game because they're too difficult. I don't like. It's just too hard for me.
It's
I
like
can't get my head
Destiny.
around it.
You know, if only...
I love the lore behind it. And I watch videos by like.
Incredible. Have you checked out Bloodborne yet?
Yeah. I
Fucking-
love the story, the lore
That's
behind it.
that's
I'm really
fine.
annoyed that I don't like the game because but I love the lore.
Oh, the lore is
Really.
insane. I've seen
Why
those
did you
videos
ask me about the story then?
because what were we talking about? Oh
There's
yeah,
nothing
I
in the
said
game.
Stardew
Talk about
Valley.
Stardew Valley it's multiplayer content.
Okay.
Just like...
And then I said it's too happy for you. You like Dark Souls, and then I remembered Edith Finch. Your main complaint is like there's no story there. I'm like, yeah, there's no story in Dark Souls unless you fucking try
There's no.
really
There
hard
is-
to look for it. There is
There
a
is
story. I've
every
seen
single
those-
every single item in that game has got a piece of story attached to it. But
Oh my
anyway,
God. It's got like 3
so
lines.
Edith Finch, what I said earlier was Edith Finch does have a story. It's just a bad one. We're at the point in video games now where just if you gloss it up and you make it look decent and you walk around and you say really pretentious shit, people are like, "That's a really good story." That isn't a really good story. If I just made like my girlfriend watch that on YouTube, she'd be bored in fucking 5 minutes. It's boring as fuck. Other mediums, shit on Netflix, shit in the cinema, just completely destroys that stuff. But it's the same experience. You're basically just sitting there, fucking not interacting. Was my point.
It
But I
doesn't have to
digress.
have a story to be a good game.
No, I agree. But there's no game element to it. So this is completely resting on its story. And if that story isn't good, then it doesn't leave much hope, I would argue.
Dark Souls sucks. Moving on, Stardew Valley is.
So I'm tempted. Like I own it on the Switch. I've got it there. I'm tempted by it, and I've started a file. And like you said about being happy, but I've got the file where the farm is completely isolated and monsters come out at night.
Just
So-
like, yeah, perfect.
I didn't know you could change.
So like, I just a question to you. I bounced off that game every time I start it because I get stressed. I get past day one and like the guy runs out of energy. I'm enjoying it. I'm building shit, and then the guy runs out of energy. Then he faints. And then somebody comes along and takes me back to bed, and they're like, "You worked too hard." That stresses me out because I've missed a day. Do I need to?
You actually need to go to bed.
Like,
You have,
or
to
can
be,
I?
you have to be in bed by 2. All right. If you stay out past 2:00 in the morning, you pass out. Kind of like real life. If you're
Fucking sounds like
yeah.
being back at
Speak
home.
for
It sounds
yourself.
awful.
It wasn't. But it wasn't. It was because I worked too hard in the fields because I'm industrious. And then I fainted. So like, what do I need to do? Just not work as hard.
That's the thing. A lot of people play that game thinking there is an ending to it, thinking you have to get everything done as fast as possible. And that's not like how that game is. Technically, the story ends after 3 years. And that 3 years, I've never got to 3 years, but I've played 300 hours of it. Like,
Okay.
you.
So I can
kinda like-
chill out. Yeah, I can just chill.
Yeah.
I can chill out. Okay.
chill out and
Don't you
just
see
talk
the
to people.
energy meter in like the bottom corner?
Yeah, I know, but like, that's what's stressing me out. So,
Wow, stressed out playing
So-
Stardew Valley.
so if I say hypothetically I just didn't really do anything for a week, is that going to be an issue? Am I then like from a min max perspective? Have I fucked myself up for the 3-year deal?
No. For a week, no. You cannot. I mean, in wintertime, you're not going to do shit for a month. You just literally go into the
Do I need
market.
to eat?
No, you don't need to eat ever. You never need to eat unless you want energy, in which case you should eat.
What happens if I never go into the town to like talk to anyone?
And you're just a sad person.
Yeah.
What happens?
It's
I
realistic.
think at the end of the year, you're judged
yourself.
on. Yeah, your Stardew Valley character kills himself. Yeah, he sticks
a
his
Twitch
head in
streamer.
a fish chopper. And then you cut it off.
Okay, I'm gonna try with it.
Wait,
Drowns
first off,
himself in the
stop-
bath.
Stop playing the monster version. Get out
What
of
is-
there.
yeah,
Play-
what
play
will
the
actually happen?
regular. I've never played the monster. I have no idea how that works for you.
Sounds cool, man.
That sounds
So
terrifying.
I've been looking for a game I can play on my laptop after a young person's gone to bed at work for like an hour or so after the paperwork. Can you play that for an hour?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that game is perfect for an hour. Like you have an hour, you can get like 3 days in, and it's you can get
Unless you
so
have to
much
speak
done.
to every single person at the Pineapple Fair or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm
might have
at
to
a...
pick that up on my laptop then and play that
And
after a
especially
shift
if
at
you
work.
especially if you're playing on PC, like there's so many mods that make that game so accessible. Like
the
I'm
nudity
so jealous.
mod is amazing.
And it's low requirements,
Yeah,
isn't it, as well? So I can
Yeah,
get
it's
up to it.
super low requirement. My buddy's running on his like Surface.
Yeah, me too. On my I've run
okay.
it on my Surface 3, not even a Pro, just a 3. It didn't
Oh,
play
it's for
Starbound.
a
It's actually
chill
easier to
game.
play that than Starbound.
That's not a chill game.
Starbound.
I've wanted to play
yeah.
Starbound.
I've got a refund on that.
Next bit
I
of
feel
news.
like I feel like you've made so much money off refunding games.
Well, no, I got
Like,
it.
no,
See, I got
Doesn't
it.
work like that, Andre.
yeah. No, like, I mean, I feel like you've put in like thousands of dollars. You've gotten thousands of dollars in refunds, like ever since they
No.
introduced it. I think like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
I know I have done on there. I think I've maybe mentioned every refund I've had on the stream. Like I've bought loads and loads of games as well. No, I got it, and I think they probably thought I was bullshitting them because I was like, yeah, it doesn't run on my PC. So I got a refund on Starbound with with like, hey, can I have a refund? It doesn't run on my PC. They were like, what kind of PC does this guy have? It can't run Starbound. But yeah, the Surface 3
They
does
I
sold
always
it.
it.
say it's not, there's an option to say it's not fun, so I always just select that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be buying myself a phone that's more powerful than my laptop next month.
Really? What
Oh,
are you getting?
really? What phone?
I'm getting that new mobile by Razer.
Oh, I heard about that
8
one.
gigabyte of RAM.
Wow. Jesus.
More than my 2 gig more than my laptop.
Yeah. Wow.
What are people actually going to play on that thing? Like, is
Mario Run.
I just wanted it because I need a new phone anyway, so I thought I might as well get that.
yeah, but I'm assuming
It's
it's a
cheaper. It's cheaper than an iPhone, and I don't like iPhones. It runs on
but if
Android.
if it's a Razer phone, I'm assuming they're doing something.
I
with
assume
games.
so. I assume so.
Next
Cheaper
we
than
need,
iPhones, so.
yeah. Mario Brothers is coming to the big screen, so they've signed a movie deal with Universal.
Who used to watch the Mario Brothers cartoon
Never.
with the Mario had a really deep voice?
Hey,
Luigi!
Does he still come up? Will he come up to like the knees of Peach in the game, in the film. They were quite funny. He was like an absolute midget.
Well, perfect height.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lick
God.
her knees.
Andre, what do you think about that, mate?
I think it's gonna be a fucking. I wish it was being done by the guys who made the Lego movie. I feel like that would have been a more enjoyable Mario experience.
Lego
But done by
Mario.
Illuminations, the guys who made Despicable Me, right?
Ooh, I like that.
I'm not sure. I think like Nintendo are going to be all over this though. They're not going to let them release a film that's going to be detrimental. Like they're so protective of their IP now, and they like this year has indicated that they're quite confident in what their IP is. They know what Zelda is now. They absolutely know what Mario is.
Do they?
I'd be surprised if they fuck it up.
Have you played Mario plus Rabbids?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that with minions. Just replace all the fucking rabbits with minions. That's it.
I'm sold. Next.
Good. Next bit of news. Anybody played Marvel Heroes, which is like Diablo but with Marvel?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, fuck you. Disney has shut it down.
Perfect.
I
right.
I played it. Didn't say I play it.
Yeah.
Was that free to play?
Fuck you.
Was it free to play?
Yeah, I think it was. Assumably it was if they're shutting it down and that, people are not going crazy.
Everyone's like, oh
Apparently
yeah.
it's pretty decent as well. Like I can imagine like a comic book Diablo clone being pretty decent. But it is dying, mate. So.
Oh
wah.
no!
What a pity.
Yeah.
What am I going to do in my life? I feel so empty.
Should we go into questions? Questions.
Question time. Time to answer questions that have been in all of our minds. Question time. Leave it in the chat and we will answer it in due time. I know you. Oh.
Question time without David Dimbleby, but with me instead. Where first question is from somebody in the chat. I've forgotten who it was that asked this, but what do we guys think of Fortnite? Has anyone played Fortnite?
Battle Royale's great. Everything else is pretty meh.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. The main game. I've actually got the main game. I know it's going free to play, but I played the original game and thought, this is all right, very, very average. And then the Battle Royale came out and thought, wait, this is really good fun. Yeah.
I wish I waited for it to come free to play now. I think I wasted money on the base game personally.
Yeah, I think Buck got like a big pack of them, and then I paid like $20 or something for one of it when it's 35 or I don't know what, but I got it really cheap anyway. But still, it was too much, I think.
Yeah, the Battle Royale's great though.
Yeah, it's really good fun.
I like that's like the first Battle Royale experience I've had. I haven't played PUBG yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on Xbox so I can suck at it.
Soon, it's coming out soon.
Yeah, I like how fast it is. Like anytime I watch somebody play PUBG, I'm like, you're there for 30 minutes and you die, and then it's just like you wait longer and you come back. Like this game is like a lot quicker. I feel.
Yeah.
Like you always see somebody like in the first 2 minutes of being on that island, and I like that.
Yeah, you can go like if you manage to, be the person that survives that little beginning bit, then you're pretty much like sorted for the rest of the game if you're decent aimer, and stuff like that. And also, I think it's played by a lot of people who can't play those type of games, so you can usually get quite far in it. I've never won. I've been getting I've had a second place, and I think, and quite a few thirds. But
I think Fortnite hit 20 million players or something a couple of weeks back, which is good.
So
I mean, it is free to play, so.
Is this Battle Royale mode just going to pretty much take over what Fortnite is?
yeah.
I assume.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I mean, the rest of it is it's good. It's good fun in short spurts, but it does get very repetitive, which is why it's so much fun in short spurts. Play it for an hour and a half here and there, build a base, fight off zombies and different things with different weapons.
Numpty in the chat says Battle Royale's getting old, don't you think? It's been done so many times now. Has it? I thought the main one was PUBG and
It's been done
Fortnite.
twice.
No, it's been done more than twice. It's been done with Armour. It's been done with H1Z1.
Oh yeah, but nobody plays those
I
anymore.
love how you say
I-
that. H1Z1.
I think there's only right now, like everything is just
PUBG and Fortnite mainly.
yeah.
H1Z1
It's PUBG and
still
Fortnite
got-
right now. Like nobody's talking about Arma anymore. Like I mean, there's that community that's like diehard for Arma, but they're just living in denial.
Oh.
And-
In fact,
What
yeah,
I'll say is, if you're bored of these modes in 2017, you better fucking wait for 2018.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
promise you,
Oh, yeah.
every AAA
yeah.
first-person shooter is going to have it.
I want a
Red Dead.
GTA version. Well, Agent
It
says
does-
that
they do have it.
Ark has a version. Have you played that, Paddy? Because you've been playing Ark.
Ark has a version.
Apparently. You played
Well,
it?
Ark is essentially battle royale. I mean, the PvP servers for Ark are essentially battle royale.
Yeah.
I mean, you build your base, you tame dinosaurs like fucking T-Rexes and stuff, and you go
Realistic.
invade other people's bases and attack them. It's great. I love Ark. I think it's brilliant.
Drek
I mean,
says
it's buggy as all hell.
Drek says he's very angry. Fortnite is a wannabe PUBG game, only cartoony. I don't think he's a big fan. You build stuff that
I'm not sure.
adds.
I'm not sure you can claim that because it brings new things to the table.
Did PUBG
Yeah.
bring
It brings
much?
new gameplay mechanics. It's a deeper game than PUBG.
PUBG's like a sim game, I think. I think it's a survival sim, whereas Fortnite's a game, just kind of fun little game where you build shit. And
If anything, PUBG is a more shallow version of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
Fortnite, you've got your building, you're breaking stuff down, you're building bases, you're working out where you want to build your base. It's a lot deeper than PUBG.
PUBG's
Mhm.
overrated.
just-
Let's just put that out there.
Oh yeah, okay, I agree with that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think PUBG's
So
amazing.
PUBG is just pretty much what people have been doing with DayZ and Arma for the last however many years, and they just brought it to the Call of Duty crowd. Like we all knew that having big maps instead of tiny ones and actually having some consequence to death would be a good thing in games, but the mainstream didn't know, and now they do. So that's
And
good.
the idea of calling another game a wannabe version of something else is rubbish. Because if no one made games similar to other games, we'd have 3 franchises. I mean,
If your game is based off a mod of another game, I think there's no rocks to be thrown there.
That's what H1Z1 was.
it's like saying that Zelda's a wannabe Skyrim. It's like
Wow, it's true.
it is, yeah, it is, but doesn't stop it from being a good game.
In fact, it's a better game. One
It's
would
the-
argue.
What I'll say for Zelda, that's pretty good. That's
we've
pretty
lost-
good going, I would say.
We lost you for a second.
I just use the example. So the wannabe idea is a silly idea.
Drex says, "What? You need to get me into this conversation. I'll put these games." I think Drex is a big fan of PUBG. Me too. But
Hey, Drex, really quick. PUBG is garbage. They added the fact that you can jump over stuff now. Oh, innovation.
This is what I
Yes.
mean. This is why another argument for me saying it shouldn't be up for things like Game of the Year. I mean, it's not a complete game. It's only
Yeah.
just added in the fact that you can vault over something, which has been in games for the last 5 years. Good going, mate. Hey,
But the
good
fact
job.
that if it's a game that's like it's the same thing again and again and again, and I've managed to put 130, 150 hours in without them even having a vaulting technique, means they're doing something good.
Yeah, but you're fucking stupid.
No, that's many people think that, but actually I'm
finished
very
Mass Effect Andromeda,
intelligent.
Ben.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
game.
Ben, you're like Mass Effect.
The only Mass
Yeah.
Effect game that's worth finishing.
I honestly think that a lot of PUBG fans are blind to the fact that actually it's a pretty mediocre game.
It's got
And they're
it's got
blinded
faults,
by-
but it's such a good game. It brings out your survival instinct. You
It's
play
only
it how
just
you
had
want to.
vaulting added.
It's not added yet.
I'm sorry, there's no argument against that. That should be in the base game.
Well, you could say that, but then people are still playing it. It's one of the top streamed games. It's like more
Hey, you
people
know
play
what?
that than any other game.
know what,
Justin
man?
Bieber's one of
Steam.
the biggest artists in the world. Doesn't make him
Exactly.
good.
Hey, Hitler drew a crowd. Hitler drew a crowd. That make him a good person. All right?
Said by
Trump has lots
true
of followers.
non-PC
Yeah,
gamers.
Yeah, Trump. A lot of people like Trump. Half of America does.
See, Drake's what I have
Clearly, there's something wrong with
This
us.
is why I have to put with these console plebs here. They don't understand a good game. So Drex, are you going to be joining us next week or the week after or something? Because
Oh, God,
I
to
think Drex will
defend
be
him.
amazing.
Do I have to bring my arguments on how that game sucks?
I think Drex should join us when PUBG gets its 1.0 release.
Oh, that'd be
He's
nice.
He's put gamers in quotation marks in the corner because they don't play anything other than first-person shooters.
Agent Numpty agrees with Andre about PUBG being bad. Melon says you should play it, yeah, but the thing is, Paddy only plays on his PS4.
So
So
Well, you
he'll
gotta
only...
get an Xbox, man.
Said no one
I'll
ever.
play an Xbox so I can watch Netflix on it.
Yeah.
That's what mine's used for. Although I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's-
play through Halo, the Halo campaign. Melon Mannon, who's hopefully be back next week or soon, but he's gone. He's gotten. Oh, he's gonna go and get himself an Xbox One S, so he can play through Halo games.
Yo, it's only $180 for the Xbox One S. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
may as
want
well.
secondhand from someone on Craigslist for 100.
You get murdered then, or raped.
I'm about to-
I bought my Xbox on Gumtree for £80, and it came with 2 controllers and Forza Horizon 2.
As Drex says, "Oh, so Paddy's not a gamer." Yeah, that's right, Drex.
Yeah.
I can just appreciate when a game's overrated because I'm
Yeah.
not the one blinded because I play it.
But wait, so you can
I'm just not
appreciate
a
the game's
fanboy.
bad because you don't play it? Okay.
You know what's funny? I remember
I can see
there's
the
a game,
faults on the outside.
a game came out a while back. This is a while back. Called Alone in the Dark.
Skyrim.
Remember that game? Does anybody remember Alone in the Dark?
Was that the I remember that
It's
one.
like a survival
horror.
horror game.
Yeah.
Really shitty game. I pre-ordered it. I got it the day it came out. I fucking loved it. And then like everyone was saying like, oh, it's a bad game. It's a bad game. And since I was young and I paid $60 for a fucking game, I defended it. I was like, no, it's a great game. It's a great. It wasn't until I'm an adult, so I'm fucking 27 years old, and I went back and I played it, and I'm like, oh, that was a terrible game. Everything about it, no redeemable qualities. That game,
Yeah.
voice acting's bad. The story was shitty. The ending was god awful.
I mean,
It's like
I feel that way now about Skyrim.
Yeah, like it's like once you're in a game and like you're invested in it, you don't want to admit it's bad. I'm probably skimming over the things that are bad with Mass Effect, but until I fucking
No, you are.
until I see the problem with that game, I'm having fun. You know, EA's a pretty great company. You know,
If only EA
I
had
love EA.
had PUBG, it would be such good quality. Ah,
God, can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would be like if EA bought?
oh my god, you'll be falling with ammo and guns and stuff if you like pay the right amount. Ah, but no, I PUBG is such an addictive game, and it's so well. Like it makes me play the game like I would in real life, which I like. If I'm playing solo, I'll be really calm
Man,
and
you would be
secret
dead.
and hide. Oh, I would be dead.
Just
But,
like you are in the game.
Oh, by the way, we do have a person just joining us right now.
Oh my God, is it my brother?
No, unless your brother's
worse.
name is
It's
Drex.
the man with the amazing voice.
Oh,
Drex. Oh God.
hey Drex.
It's Drax.
See, I told you he has the best voice ever.
It's the incredible voice.
But like seriously, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Wait,
Thinking that PUBG is a bad game? Are you actually? Oh wait, you're an American, so you don't count.
We never said that. We never said PUBG was a bad game at all.
I said it's
We
overrated.
said it's overrated. There's a big difference.
Wait,
I
this
don't
is our
think
first
it's-
call.
Okay. So like, World of Warcraft is one of the most played games in the world. Now
Yeah.
PUBG is. So basically, like
World of
like
Warcraft is a bad game. Yes.
I never said World of Warcraft is a good game. That goes from person to person. But you can't go and say that it's such shit. Yeah, they didn't have vaulting because blah 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 blah. blah.
We can. It completely.
yeah.
It's
There's no
how we
vaulting
are.
in World of Warcraft.
There's
It
no vaulting on the
is.
internet.
Yeah, but it is in beta still. It's not a complete game
So
Yeah.
why is it up for Game of the Year?
because it is as good as it is now.
That's such a flawed argument.
How
No,
do
it's
I
not.
mute him?
How can it be? How can it be?
Because it's not a released game. You just said it yourself. It's in beta. So how
But
can
if it's
it be up for
released
Game of the Year
at the
and all
end,
this sort of stuff and have such highly rated thing when it's still
Yeah.
in beta?
they're still wanting
Because
to
it's
release
so
it.
good now.
But
Do
it's
you know-
not a full game.
Do you know how
They
many
just-
people are
they've only
watching
just
it
added
now?
vaulting in.
There are
Vaulting's
100.
been in games for 5-10 years.
There are
only just-
105,000 people watching streams of PlayerUnknown Battleground right now.
Hey man, Hitler drew a crowd. Hitler drew a
Not that
fucking
many people,
crowd.
I don't think.
Because he was right.
Okay, that's the
Oh.
end of this
Let's move
podcast.
on to the next topic.
Oh dear,
Fuck.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
But no, I agree with
yeah,
you,
Jordan.
Drex.
I mean, it's the internet. You can't expect people to agree with everyone all the time.
Especially people that
No.
only play PS4.
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, okay, we have a guy here from America, so that doesn't count. We have a guy here that plays on PlayStation, so he doesn't
Point
count.
John's got
And
no hair.
The last person, he doesn't say much, so he told
He doesn't say
without saying anything. And then we have Ben.
Jordan
that
doesn't
knows
say
it's a
much.
game. So it's like,
Wait. In Jordan,
so basically, you're not willing to take the opinion of everyone else who thinks
wait.
your opinion's
Who the
wrong.
fuck is Drex?
In Jordan's defense,
Sounds like a Mass Effect character. Like, who is that?
in Jordan's defense, he did say Hitler was right recently.
Yeah, so he
So
gets.
I guess you can
fucking
take
saying
him.
something.
that's probably why he's still shutting up.
Oh, my account's
So
going to get turned
your
off.
argument is the same as saying, okay, so Justin Bieber's one of the most popular artists in the world, so he must be a great artist.
But people enjoy.
Of course he is. I don't like
Yeah,
his music, but I mean, there's
sells.
he is the most popular artist in the world, so like people like him because of his
No, people
music.
are blind.
And you have 14-year-old.
People like simple and catchy mechanics. PUBG appeals to simple-minded people, which is 95% of the world.
like PlayStation 4.
No, it doesn't appeal to me at all. Hellblade appeals to me, which is a much deeper, much more intelligent game.
All right, let's put a bullet in this fucking podcast already. Jesus Christ, I'm tired.
Oh,
What
brilliant.
time is it?
I mean, I was the one supporting Hellblade and things, so you can't really claim that I'm simple-minded.
Well,
No, just half a simple-minded person.
God.
I mean, you're getting there. You're getting there. You're on your way.
Hey, once Hellblade, once PUBG releases on Xbox and all once it has its 1.0 or whatever,
mhm.
we'll have you back on the podcast and we'll talk about it. Now, once I finally sit down and play the game for more than 25 minutes, because literally all I've put into it was like an hour or 25 minutes, and I died pretty quickly, and then I had to wait 20 minutes to get back into another game.
Really? Because it's like
Why
instant.
did you have to wait?
Yeah.
Well, I've been,
Why would
Why
you have
did
to
you
wait
have
so
to wait?
long?
I don't know. I mean, it took
Because
me
the
like
servers are shit.
yeah, because
But they're not. Servers seem pretty all right. I've only ever been
I don't know.
I've been
I
disconnected maybe
I like
3
how
times.
Fortnite does it better. I like Fortnite's version of PUBG way more. And I know they're
No,
just
you like
ripping me off.
Fortnite's version of the Battle Royale game, not
Yeah,
PUBG.
yeah.
PUBG's like a
I think
sim.
it's quicker. It's more fast paced.
It's deeper.
It's deeper. It has more
Really?
mechanics to it. It has I don't know. Like I've gotten into like fights with people who like built their own like buildings, and like I had to go through their buildings to kill them. I think that's like an interesting aspect to that game, and like it already gives you a varied enough map. The only thing they have to add is like vehicles, and the vehicles don't control very well. And from what I've seen, people play PUBG, the vehicles don't even control well in PUBG. Like they're always like crash, like they get stuck on like the smallest things on the map.
It's part of the charm.
You've got to
that is.
remember, Andre, it's still in
part of
beta.
the show. God damn it. Fuck you guys. I actually do need to head out though.
Okay. Well, we have some more questions, but we can save them for next week because it's rare to actually have questions. But okay, well, thanks Drex very much for defending. We'll have to get you on when PUBG is actually released, and we'll talk about how it's definitely Game of the Year. Hopefully, it'll be in December, and then we can because I'm guessing like the Game of the Year stuff will be right at the end of December. We'll have to find a time when we're all free.
Yeah.
But all right, so thanks Drex. Thanks Andre. How do we find you, Andre? Oh, Drex, by the way, is Drex the just before. I'm just going to interrupt Andre there. Drex the Viking is on. He's a Twitcher. Go and find him over there.
Man.
Yes, that voice. Oh, in fact, Drex, stay on here because I'd like you can do like the closing moments, so you can prepare yourself if you want. Andre, how do we find you?
Hey everybody, I'm a make movies on literally everything. That's I'm a make movies on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit.
Grinder.
I release a new video every week. I'm about to hit 1 million views on my entire
Really?
channel. Yeah.
Is that like 2 videos, or is it spread out?
Literally it's one video that has more than half a million views right now. Which is great. Which is crazy because last time we all talked, I that video was at 300,000, and now it's at over 500,000. I brought it up because Jordan asked. So thank you, Jordan. You made that video go viral for some fucking strange reason.
Oh, nice.
Welcome.
Brilliant. I wonder what mine's on.
Yeah, check out my channel. I'm filming something right after this. I need to go and pick up some
Some weird
props.
ASMR stuff.
Yeah.
Jordan, how do we find you?
Me banning people on Ben's stream.
Oh yeah. And what about you then, Jordan?
You can text me. My number is 07730570507. If you send me some nudes, that'll be very much appreciated. Thank you.
Brilliant. Just have a look at
Hitler was right.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh,
God
Jesus,
damn it.
I am so banned.
Hey,
God.
make Hitler the thumbnail for this
I'm
podcast.
not making anything like that. So Drex, are you? I'm just having a look. Oh, I've had 430,000 views on.
What are you scared of, Ben? Why are you scared of
YouTube.
the truth? You coward.
Jordan Reese does not recommend. It does not. Yeah,
Like Mass Effect Andromeda.
because he's a bad gamer.
Wow.
Oh shit. I forgot
Yes.
I missed out Viking.
Wow, there, Paddy. Thanks for that shout out there for Drex the Viking.
The Kning.
Okay, well, Drex can close the show.
Do you want me to end it for you?
Yeah, you can end it for us. You put this thing out of its
Goodbye.
misery.
Right.
Please end it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please say goodbye to Click Click Play Live now. And don't forget to hit that like button to watch the next episode of Idiots Talking About Stupid Shit.
Amazing. Bye,
Hey, that's me.
everyone.